Hello, everybody. It's Merlin here, and we're going to be doing a long-awaited Hangout and Q&A. So anybody that's watching, please feel free to chime in. I'm going to invite some people, and hopefully we'll hang out. Let's see who shows up, and we'll start some conversations, and you guys can take some enjoyment into that and join up with that if you like. Let's see here. Here be the chat. That's what I want to say. Here be the chat. Oh, yes. Well, let's see. While we're waiting for people, I guess I'll just start discussing a few things. Oh, wait. I think I actually do have something here. Wait. I don't know if that's the light or what, but it's like some kind of... I don't know what that is. Some food or something. But it looks like barbecue sauce. I was like, wow. Somebody at the gas station told me there was something on my face, and I just thought I got it, but apparently not. Well, recently I watched a couple movies, of course. Film Fanatics podcast, by the way, is a weekly podcast that I'm a part of. A couple friends and I, we're known as the Film Fanatics, obviously. We watch pretty much all the new releases as well as some older films. Feel free to request movies for us to watch and check out their channel as well. I do a lot of stuff with them. So the movies watched this week, I watched Mad Max Fury Road, which is the newest sequel slash, I guess, sort of soft reboot of the Mad Max series. And honestly, it was pretty awesome, really fast-paced. I put a little bit of a review up with some friends of mine, but it was a really awesome movie. Enjoyed that a lot, actually. It's probably one of the best films that's come out so far this year, honestly. It's really awesome. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I feel like upon reflection, it might have some issues, but it's still really enjoyable. Just a lot of energy, a lot of great action, some really amazing editing. It's a fun time. And I kind of like the Mad Max movies, though. It's been a long time since I've seen them, so I kind of want to go back and watch them now. And the cool thing about it is all those movies are different. They're all kind of unique in some way. Even Thunderdome, which is kind of basically the worst. But let's see. I also saw Pitch Perfect 2. Yes, because I see pretty much everything. Watched the original Pitch Perfect right before that, actually. And, yeah, I thought that was okay. You know, there was some decent music. It was kind of funny. Nothing fantastic, but a decent movie. I did kind of enjoy it, actually, which really surprised me, honestly. It wasn't bad. Let's see what else has been going on. In regards to comics, it's kind of funny. I haven't really been following too much of the recent stuff. Like I kind of keep up with what's going on, but really life has just been so busy. It feels like I rarely have the time to sit down and read too many comics these days. But I recently tried to sit down and read a couple, and one that I actually read today was Catwoman, and it was Gotham Underground, basically, where Catwoman is, I guess, sort of a member of, it's like the Suicide Squad. Basically, it's a bunch of heroes, but with her, Martian Manhunter's in the group as well. And she, at first they just decide to basically have her go steal something and kind of sort of intentionally frame her so that she can go undercover into Arkham Asylum so that she can figure out what the plan of the villains are in there, because people would suspect it. And, you know, I just thought it was really ridiculous. That the dialogue was really, really rough in that one. I just thought it was so cheesy. Like Dr. Jeremiah Arkham was like, I can cure you of your incredible disease, Catwoman. Just listen to me. Like, you know, Catwoman's not crazy. Like, not everybody that dresses up as a superhero and goes out and fights crime is crazy. But that's not the main problem with the comic. The problem for me was seeing Catwoman as the hero is just kind of weird. I like Catwoman when she's kind of in that gray area where she'll kind of help out Batman. She will do good things. But I don't think of her as like a straight-up ally. I kind of like the fact that she still is kind of a criminal. And some of the best comics I've read with her are where she's still kind of in that lifestyle. She's basically just a, you know, kind of a lower criminal, but she has some fun. There was some really good interrelations she had with the Riddler specifically, which I thought was good. But this comic was basically the Penguin was kind of pissed off at her because he wasn't getting the tribute from all the stuff she was stealing, and then she started to steal stuff from him in retaliation. So basically, for the first part of the comic, Catwoman was on the run from the Penguin, and it turned out her roommate was taking some of the money she was stealing and giving it to Penguin. And all in all, Black Mask had like this massive loot underground, apparently in Gotham. And I just didn't care. And apparently, like Dr. Phosphorus and some other guys were fighting underground. And I don't know. I just think Catwoman. I just don't really see her as a straight up superhero. I think she's best when she's in that gray line. And that comic just, I don't know. It was okay, but it wasn't great. And that's the problem. I feel like New 52. I just don't like a lot of the handling of these characters. And I know it's kind of a reboot again, but it's just like, I just feel like there are some things that if they're not broken, you don't need to fix them, you know? And I think a lot of the New 52 line has just been kind of rough, honestly. I don't know. It is roof, man. It's roof. But in any case, that's basically what I read for comics there. I also have been checking. I read an awesome Lovecraft comic. It was obviously an adaptation of one of his stories, and it was God, what was it called? It was the glorious something or other of the something or other. But basically, God, what? That's really gonna tick me off now, because I've got a headache and tired, but allergies or something. I don't know. But the point is, the Lovecraft comic was pretty cool. Been checking out some manga. Lone Wolf and Cub is this awesome kind of Edo recreation samurai story. It's basically pretty much what it sounds like. There's this samurai that decides to go Ronin, and he kind of goes off on an adventure to basically escape all the war-torn nation, and he has this child he has to protect. And I just started checking it out because apparently they recently released a sequel to it. It was called New Wolf and Cub, and I'm just kind of checking out one of the Onimbuses, and the artwork's pretty good. It seems very genuine. If you kind of like series like Rurouni Kenshin, or honestly, I think even Vagabond, stuff like that, I think that you might like that. It's just kind of that classic, dark, gritty, fairly realistic, just Edo period samurai story. I think it's really good. Let's see here. I'm also checking out Tokyo Babylon, which is one of the classic Clamp series. I guess it's like this sort of dystopian series, but it's a romance. But I kind of like it. It's got a decent art style. I'm really kind of interested in the world. And it's not so bad from what little I've read, and I kind of have been enjoying it so far. And I haven't read it yet, but I picked up the first couple volumes of Tiger and Bunny because Anime Hero and Random Anime Shit, that's Brent, they both recommended that to me a while ago because it's kind of a superhero manga. So I figured I read the manga, and if I like that, maybe I'll check out the anime. But yeah, there's that. Just been watching some old One Piece, trying to catch up on that. Oh yeah, I saw that there is some X-Files comics that are being released too. X-Files Season 10. I guess people are kind of picking up on the X-Files hype coming back, and I think that's one thing that's really awesome is that, you know, I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword with a lot of these Kickstarters and fan-funded projects. Like, we live in a time now where there is more of a direct connection because of social media, I think, between what people want and what they get. And so people will be demanding, and whoa, don't know about that. What is that? It's Manu, Mr. Saiyan Z3, I believe. Is he muted? You muted? No? I don't know what's happening. But I'm going to assume that he's not muted. But yeah, I think Saiyan Z3 is trying to come in here. Oh, okay, he's muted, yep. But yeah, but I like the fact that there is this direct connect now because a lot of things are becoming possible, you know, and like the fact that X-Files, I feel like Netflix and Hulu and things like that, just having all these shows available for you to watch them anytime you want has really changed the game, I think, for television. And people are beginning to realize now that television is kind of almost overtaking movies and cinema as a cinematic storytelling experience. I mean, with a lot of the HBO programming, a lot of people have been kind of emulating that, like, wow, you know, classic stuff like Sopranos or The Wire, and more recently with Game of Thrones, of course. Like, they're just putting all this money, and people will just pay to see it, and it's actually less expensive for them than going to see movies constantly, because movies are expensive. And admittedly, there is that cinematic experience, but people are actually putting time into their budget, into their editing, into their writing, and the acting. I mean, you've got stuff like Breaking Bad and, well, the early Walking Dead stuff, but I mean, you've got original series of Netflix like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Lilyhammer, Peaky Blinders. Just there's so many interesting shows out now, and you know, people are actually getting what they want through them. People are seeing that as an asset, as a way to value that. And they say, hey, people can see the X-Files now. They're watching them. It's introducing it to newer viewers as well as older viewers that love it. And now we're getting new X-Files. Also classic series like Twin Peaks. After all these years, we might get some Twin Peaks. Unfortunately, David Lynch backed out of it, but that's awesome too. And I find that fascinating, to be honest. Okay, Z's having trouble getting in, but I'm sure he'll be joining us soonly. Probably talking about some Dragon Ball and stuff, because let's face it. Speaking of which, I feel like, you know, this really has kind of been the age of the fan, you know, the age of the geek the last decade or so. I mean, think about it, you know, household names of these famous comic book characters that people I think have liked superheroes for decades, honestly, even in the more mainstream, but they're so much more mainstream now than they used to be. It's ridiculous. Like, the biggest franchises are the Marvel Cinematic movies. And I guess, you know what? On that note, I guess I should talk about Age of Ultron. You guys are probably wondering what I think about that. Yeah, well, I mean, Age of Ultron was good. You know, it was good. It was a decent movie. I feel like it's definitely not as good as the first one. The first one's significantly better. But I think that's because the first one, they really took their time building up to it, and it just had that culmination of seeing all the characters together. This one felt like they were just trying to get everybody into the screen, always giving everybody something to do, and you could tell that there were a lot of segments that were just cut out, storylines that were dropped. But I did like the fact Hawkeye was a little more of a focus, but I think that they tried a little too hard to make him the main focus. Like, we need Hawkeye. He's the center of the group. Like, I like Hawkeye, I like Jeremy Renner, but I don't know if I would go that far. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying. Let's see here if I can bring up my video, because you guys are probably trying to talk to me, right? Oh, that's an old video. All right. Oh, yeah, that's good. It's good. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to send them in. I'm just kind of rambling right now. 4 of you guys are watching now. Big numbers. Spread it around, though. Share the video. We'll see if we can get some other people in. Z, share the video. Maybe Hero will show up later, or Kai, or Zoro, or Shot, or Lunar. Any of my good Phantom Group buddies. Oh, and by the way, for the couple of you that are watching, though I'm sure you probably know, half of you probably are members of the Phantom that are watching. I'm sure Dead's in there somewhere. He's always watching and not coming in. But, yeah, you know, the Phantom Group, great collab group of people that I've known for a couple years now, just talking about anime and stuff. We do collab discussions, and I feel like we haven't done many in a while. Partially, I think it's my fault because I've been so busy, and I like to try and be involved and get people to have discussions. But, man, I'll tell you, lots been going on. But like I said, I'm planning to get more good content to you guys out this summer and amp up my channel. And I'm really want to improve the quality of my videos. I've been kind of inspired lately, so definitely look forward to that. And I know you guys sent in requests with that request video that I put in a while ago, and appreciate that. If you want to go to that video and leave them there, or leave requests, you know, message me. That's another way to get requests too. I'm going to try and organize them, because there's a lot of good stuff, and I'll probably just end up doing a lot of deads. Well, I'll mix it up, but he gave me like 20 suggestions. Of course, it's like, okay. Basically, it's like, you want ideas? Oh, I got ideas. I got stuff you could talk about. I'm like, all right, so be careful what you wish for. But, man, yeah. Anyway, anybody? Nope. No. Oh, here they are. Yo, Merlin, how's it going? Why'd you come? Okay. JT Money. Okay. I haven't answered your question. The reason I cut off my fabulous beard, first of all, it was getting a little out of control. I did trim it a little bit, but I was like, Okay, I kind of said to myself, for spring, I'll do some spring cleaning. We'll go fresh. We'll go clean cut. And then I went to the Comic-Con. A lot of cool pictures there. Got to meet Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. Danny Trejo was there. It was a fun time. So had to go cosplay, man. I think my second cosplay, actually. And for Gura Nation, favorite fight in an anime. Now that is a Oh man, you know that is a tough question. My favorite fight in an anime. Well, let's go to the list here. Let's see here. Pretty much love almost any fight Luffy's ever been involved with. Let's see here. Well, I think I think that the fight between Gon and Hisoka is still one of my favorites. Uh, definitely up there. I loved a lot of the early arc fights in Naruto. Actually, like I love the Garo Rock Lee fight. I love the Garo Naruto fight. Still one of my favorites for sure. Um, I love Yusuke and Toguro. I love in the anime Basilisk. I love when the two main characters fight against the villain Tenzin. That's a great combo team up match. But let's see the fight with Ed against Greed in the first Fullmetal Alchemist is a great fight. Pretty much any. Oh yeah, pretty okay. Oh, I'll tell you one. I'll tell you what. The fight where everybody is fighting Bradley and Brotherhood is amazing. That's some of the best swordplay ever. Yeah, that's probably up there, but it's probably a Dragon Ball fight. Uh, I'm actually gonna say probably. This is gonna sound weird, but probably the fight between Roshi and Goku in the first World Martial Arts Tournament. Because I don't know why, but looking back at the earlier sagas, especially with the animation, one thing I liked about the earlier chapters over Z was how specific the choreography was, and that's one of the things that it's more closely emulated with the manga is you can see the movements, and I just love how they incorporated more martial arts and more techniques, whether they were realistic or fantastical. And I just love those tournament fights. And I think the first fight with Jackie Chan and Goku is just a really, really intense, fun fight. And as epic as the later fights are, I kind of miss just all that choreography early on. I think that's probably the first one that comes to mind. I really think that's a very underrated fight. Too bad it gets cut short by the whole, giant Uzaro thing. How is GOAT? Correct. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's why I shaved off the beard. So I do apologize. So, I believe me. I kind of wanted to keep it, but I mean it'll grow back. To be honest, I'll probably do something different for a while. Let's see here. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions or just random things you want to talk about, feel free. Please. And like I said, share the video. Let's get this built up. I've got time for once. I've got the rest of the night pretty much. We can go at least a couple hours. I mean. I'm down. Let's talk. I have neglected my subscribers for too long, and Merlin shall return. So yes, yeah. Any movie stuff, any TV stuff, anime, manga, comics, video games, even. Gonna check out some classics that I haven't played. Got some LA Noire, Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's see. Was playing. I'm playing Mafia 2 because I love the first Mafia, so I'm finally playing Mafia 2. Alien Isolation was pretty freaking awesome. Let's see here. I really wanted to get back in like some of those classics, man. I don't know. I've always loved, for as amazing as gaming has become, there's just something about the very basic. We're gonna postpone that restart. The very basic nature and just the style. Like, I just remember like those early SNES games and those Sega Genesis games. They were so simple, but you really admired the detail. Like I don't know if any of you guys ever played them, but just stuff like the early Sonic games. Just I loved. That's one thing that I miss with the old 2D scrollers. I miss the detail in the background, how everything was almost like painted on, or the early CGI where it was kind of 3D and overlapping with the 2D. I love that. I remember when I was a kid being so blown away by some of these games. They were the coolest things ever. And I still think in a way they are. I really enjoy them. So I don't know, I just really appreciate some of those classics. Though I don't know how I feel about Pixels, though, integrating Pac-Man as a main bad guy or something. I don't know if you guys think about that if you saw that. Oh, more questions. Yay. Oh, Piccolo versus Android 17. You know what? Actually, in DBZ, that is probably my favorite fight. I mean, I know I talk about how much I love the Cell Saga, and the Cell Saga is probably my favorite arc, honestly. And I just loved those fights. But yeah, the Piccolo, I actually think one of the reasons why the Piccolo versus Android 17 fight is easily one of the best, if not the best, because that's a good pick, is because it combines the detail of the actual choreography and the fighting, so you can actually see all the movements, much like the earlier sagas, but equating that with all the ridiculous power. And also, for once, you have two individuals who are fairly evenly matched. I mean, I think that Piccolo probably would have lost because he was getting worn down because 17 doesn't run out of energy, but they were very, very evenly matched. And I think that's one reason why that is an excellent fight. So that's a good choice. Which is better, Goku versus Frieza or Goku versus Beerus? You know what? That's an interesting question because Goku versus Beerus obviously has better animation, and it was a really epic fight, though it was way too short. Where Frieza's is way too long, but I think it's a more legitimate aspect of the story at the moment. Frieza's fight with Goku is still one of the most epic ones ever, just in general. But the Beerus fight was pretty good. If you haven't seen this, of course, I would like you to know your opinion on the Animage. If you go to Google and type Animage and then click on the link that's on Wikipedia and click on the list of Animage, ITA going to show you what Japan has voted to be the best anime film of the year, both first position and second, best opening ending, anime character, female, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you want me to find out about that? All right, that's something to talk about. Animage. Go into Google. I'm following your instructions. Come on. Computer, Animage, Animage, bam. Yeah, bring me up Animage. Come on, let's do this. Load. Okay, Animage, Wikipedia. Wow, you knew what was going to come up, didn't you? Gotta love those search engine optimizations. Animage, Japanese anime entertainment magazine, where they list everything that's great. List of Grand Prix winners. Come on, you fools. Do you want me to like look at the stuff from this year or just in general? Okay. Oh, they vote. Oh, that's cool. They do vote everything. Let's see what they have updated. Well, okay. For let's see. They've got some classics here. Of course, thankfully they got FMA in there. No Dragon Ball, looks like. But do you want me to go down the list? Because I will. We can do that if you want, or do you want me to talk about the most recent stuff? Let me go ahead and refresh so you can give me your answer. Crazy boy. Crazy boy. Oh, crazy boy. You so crazy. Okay. Calm down. I'm a little out of it. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Didn't respond, so I'll just look at them all. Okay. I scared you. Let's see. Gundam. Okay, obviously. Galaxy Express 99. Obviously, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, yeah. Castle in the Sky, well, yeah. Saint Seiya, yeah. My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, yes, yes. Sailor Moon, awesome. Yu Yu Hakusho 2 years in a row, damn. Evangelion 2 years in a row, well, that was very influential. No Dragon Ball, makes me sad. End of Evangelion, I don't know about that. Card Captor Sakura, Sayuki, Fruits Basket, Gundam Seed, Fullmetal Alchemist, Seed Destiny, Code Geass, Kuon, and Attack on Titan recently. I'm okay with most of these. I haven't seen all of them, but from most of their picks, I don't know if I'd say I love them all, but they're kind of understandable. For episodes, mostly stuff from a lot of the same series. Character, Captain Harlock, Cyborg 009. Let's see here. Hiei Kurama. Let's see here. Some people from City Hunter. Spike Spiegel a couple years in a row. Shinji Ikari. Pff. Well, he's influential. Inuyasha? You know, sometimes I forget how popular Inuyasha really was for a couple years. Lelouch Fever 10 3 years in a row. Gintoki from Gintama. Oh, okay. Cool. He's getting some love. And Levy from Attack on Titan. Okay, well, that's cool. Voice acting. Don't know that probably. Song. Let's see here. Based on the translations, I don't know most of these. The Digimon one, Revolutionary Girl Utsuna, Rondo Revolution. Yes, that's a classic. I don't know. It seems like kind of like the Academy Awards, a lot of stuff that you'd kind of expect. Okay, you guys are blowing this up now. Cool though. How weak must King Piccolo be in comparison to Son Goku today? Even weaker than Frieza? Well, wait. King Piccolo was weaker than Son Goku back when he was a kid. And that was apparently at the peak. I mean, if he, oh, well, I guess if he, oh, well, I guess he did get reincarnated. So, yeah. Oh, no. Obviously, Piccolo is stronger than Frieza, much stronger, right? But if King Piccolo had trained, I guess he could have gotten to the point where he would have been potentially almost as powerful. I mean, look at what Piccolo was able to do. What's one of you? King Piccolo or Piccolo Jr.? Well, there are two different characters. I like Piccolo Jr. better, I guess, but King Piccolo's a great villain. One of my favorite Marvel comics. You know, I'm going to pull a random one out for you. The Death of the Silver Surfer. And I know that it's kind of funny because as much as I say that's one of my favorites, it also infuriates me because I haven't read too many Silver Surfer comics, and he's one of those characters that doesn't really get that much exposure. Like, people like him, he's awesome, he has like limited runs, but they get canceled all the time because he is kind of a ridiculous character. And I find it funny, it's like his best storyline is the one where he dies, and as far as I know, he hasn't really come back. I loved how he just decided that he had to kind of make peace, and he went across like the world and the universe and try to like make peace between certain factions that were fighting on different planets, exploring certain things, meeting all the different characters. And my favorite thing about that comic is it's amazing how much subtlety can really be in something as crazy as Marvel, where the last thing he does, the last thing the Silver Surfer does, which I think is interesting, the last person he talks to, he goes and visits Peter Parker, and he just confesses, like, I'm sad that I'm dying, but if there's anything that I can do for you, you know, Peter, I know you've had a rough life. I'm going to use my power, the power cosmic, to help you. I can do anything for you. What do you want me to do? And because I guess Spider-Man is, like, you know, one of my favorite characters, I just love how, despite how much Peter Parker does complain, how what he says is so unselfish. I want you to do something for Mary Jane. And he requests to have Mary Jane take a ride with the Silver Surfer on his board and just explore the cosmos for like a night, and just to make his wife happy. And I just love that, and I think that that's really cool. It's the last thing Silver Surfer does, and it's really powerful and so simple, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites. But to be honest, I also love pretty much a lot of the classic Stan Lee Spider-Man. I love X-Men: Days of Future Past. I love some of the Punisher stuff. I think Daredevil, Guardian Devil, though, is still my #1 favorite because it's just an amazing story. It's easily the best Daredevil storyline. Check it out. Daredevil, Guardian Devil is fantastic. Zoro versus Kenshin. Who's a better swordsman? Well, you know, you guys always give me the hardest question. Well, okay. I guess because he's Batosai the Manslayer, I feel like he is like fully trained. He's kind of at his peak. I think he's probably a little better than Zoro. But then again, Zoro has gotten really, really OP. I don't know. I feel like as powerful as he is, I feel like Kenshi could find a way to get out of it because that's what he does. The biggest edge I think about Zoro that he has is that three-sword style is just so cool. It just blows your mind. Like the fact that he can do that is already enough. But then again, more weapons is not always necessarily better. I'm gonna say Kenshin, but after the time skip, I don't know, to be honest. I think it's very close now. I think Zoro's on his way. I'll tell you this much. I feel like by the end of the series, Zoro will probably be the better swordsman. I think that's just the way it's going to be. He's so powerful. It's ridiculous. Oh, yes, I did look at the entire thing. Julian Solo, King Piccolo is way weaker than Frieza. The dude was weaker than Yeah, exactly. You know, over time he could be. It's like saying Raditz. You know, Raditz, if he trained, could be a lot more powerful. But from where he is now, of course, he's just going to stay where he is. Yeah, King Piccolo was more intimidating. Hey, kill me with a shotgun. How you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you? What's been up? Frederick of Prussia. What's up? I want the Peril Quest in Xenoverse that one dude talked about King Piccolo first fused with Kami, which caused. Yeah, Xenoverse was pretty cool, man. I kind of wish that I don't know. I think it was really cool, but you can really tell that they did just kind of take their MMO and condense it into this game. So it's got a lot of cool aspects, but it's not as good as it could have been. I just wish they had released that MMO over here. I would have played the Dragon Ball MMO. I would have. But we got this, which is basically the same thing. Skullclad Ichigo versus the Skull Knight. Well, let's see. Ichigo has all the power. Ichigo has all the powers of everyone ever because he's the best thing ever. But the Skull Knight is basically one of the dark gods of that world, more or less. So they're both pretty powerful. God, that's impossible because you got the ridiculous Ichigo powers from Bleach and the ridiculous powers of Berserk. I'm going to give it to the Skull Knight because he's still very mysterious in terms of his power, and he fights the God Hand. He goes up against the God Hand. I feel like the God Hand are like on a level of ridiculousness that just exceeds the darkest thing, like the Spirit Emperor, anything in Bleach. Like, let's move on from that. You guys know I don't like Bleach. You know it. You know it. Do you think Frank Miller has gone insane since Holy Terror? Yes. I think he went insane long before Holy Terror. Oh, poor Frank Miller. You know, what a master. What a, you know, Frank Miller is one of my favorite authors and comic book artists. And he's so influential. He's so important. I mean, The Dark Knight, Sin City, 300, you know, just some great stuff. And I just I feel like, you know, back in the day, he was able to kind of rein things in. And now he just does what he wants. And his stuff comes off as sexist and homophobic sometimes. And I know racist. And apparently he hates Muslims. And I'm just glad that Holy Terror was not a Batman-related thing because I feel like that's one of those things that would have really blemished Batman's name, honestly. But overall, it is pretty ridiculous. I think Frank Miller's kind of gone off the rails for a while, but we always kind of sensed that. So it's a shame. But he says he's going to do another Batman comic, so we'll see how that goes. Zoro versus Kenshin question. Deja vu. I heard the question being asked a lot of times, but can you compare two characters that one series is finished? Exactly. That's the thing. I'm like, the way I see it, because Kenshin culminated his arc and he was kind of like basically the best swordsman ever in his universe, Zoro is very OP, but we don't know where he's going to go. I think potentially he could be as good as Kenshin or better, but right now I still think it's kind of debatable. Skullclad's the Hell movie form, right? Yeah, I believe so. Outside of part 3, what's your favorite JoJo? I really like part 1. Like, I really, really like the origins because for me, when I started out with JoJo, I actually watched the Stardust Crusaders OVA, and it was my introduction to JoJo, and so I love Stardust Crusaders the most. But being able to go back and actually watch the beginnings of the feud with Dio and the Joestar family and how just integral it was and how much anger and hatred they really have for each other, and to see why this feud does carry on for generations and carry on like a curse. I love it. I love seeing those early ones. I think part 1's probably my favorite next to 3 actually. I just love the beginning of that story. I think it's awesome. It hits the ground running and it's really fun. But yeah, part 3 is still my favorite though. I thought part 4 was pretty decent too. Let's see here. Well, Dark Knight Strikes Back. Dark Knight Strikes Again. I like that graphic novel, but you can tell it's definitely him kind of unable to rein in a lot of his political commentary. He goes crazy, but I still think the comic's a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that's kind of the beginning, like the early 2000s. I think where Frank Miller started to get a little bit nutty, just a little nutty. Oh yeah. But Frank Miller, you know, it's kind of like saying hating on George Lucas because of the prequels. Like the way I try to look at it is, you know what? It's your creation. Whatever you do with it, you know, as long as we can look at the best stuff you did, that's what we should probably try to focus on. Why no Bleach love? Well, I mean, I've talked about this before, but I don't hate Bleach. It's just I kind of got tired of it. And I said my favorite thing about Bleach was in the early arcs, I really did like the more horror aspect and the exploration of trying to kind of save individual souls. And I liked when the Hollows were these giant monsters and it just was kind of this otherworldly, ridiculous atmosphere. And I think as it went on past the first arc, it just kind of became more generic. And admittedly, they have finally started to expand on the mythology again lately, but I just lost interest in Bleach a long time ago, mostly because of that. I could never really get past the potential of what the series could be. And if you didn't see my video, Bleach Wasted Potential, I kind of discussed that if you want to check that out. I've gone into some detail about Bleach before. Plus, there's, Ichigo kind of having all those powers, pretty much all the powers of everything. I mean, he's a Quincy. And Aizen being so, you know what? I can't even do it. I don't have the energy for this. You can watch the videos. But Shaman King, I love your name, by the way. Great show. Shaman King, but you know now. You know now at least. I forget how many people have been subscribed. I don't know. But from Marlin, Johanna Griffith, best villain. Well, let's see. This question has come up many a time, but I know never really being mind asked it because it's pretty much the two greatest villains ever, right? They're very similar in a lot of ways. They're both very intelligent. They both have this very grand view of the world and this kind of this epic sense of destiny almost. I'm going to say Griffith because that integral betrayal that he had with Guts just kind of puts him over so many other villains. Because when you put somebody in your cause, you completely change their life view. You make them value themselves and other people and form connections when they didn't think they could. You form that loyalty, and then you just crush it. You destroy everyone that was ever close to you to help you get to where you were just so you could advance further. You quite literally sell your soul for ultimate power, because you're that devoted to it. I don't know. I think that's just a little scary. Johan's very scary too, but the problem is the way the manga wraps up, they kind of go a little more sympathetic with him, and I don't know. I liked Johan better when he was almost this mysterious force of nature, which is how he permeates throughout most of the series. And the more you learn about him, it's kind of almost forgivable, I guess, what happens, but it just kind of lessens the awesomeness of his villainy. Johan is a fantastic villain. He's definitely up there, but I think Griffith is a little bit better. I'll be honest. I think that he just functions a little better as a villain throughout the course of the series. But then again, comparing something that's done with something that isn't might not be the most fair comparison. But there you go. Clone Wars was a great show. I didn't watch a whole lot of Clone Wars. I did watch the movie when it came out back in the day because once upon a time I was a huge Star Wars fan. I'm more of a Star Trek fan now. But Clone Wars, I've seen a couple good episodes. I heard the newest show that they released was actually pretty good too. I want to kind of go back and give Clone Wars a shot if I have the time sometime. But, a lot of things to catch up on. Do you have a favorite Gundam pilot? Frederick, I have a confession to make. You guys, some of you guys might get mad. I have never seen a full episode of any Gundam. It's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, I know I need to because I know that I would probably like Gundam, like the original Gundam, like the original couple series. I've seen bits. And I'm like, I feel like I could really sit down and watch this, but like yeah, just I need to watch Gundam. I want to watch Gundam, but like I've seen I watched like 10 minutes of an episode one time. I'm like, no, I don't even know. I don't know what series it is. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. But if if you have a specific series you'd like to recommend, or if you just want me to watch the original one and I can review it or something, that'd be great. But yeah, I don't know, man. Who's your favorite pilot? Um, I'm doing good. I've been listening to Film Fanatics podcast. Yeah. Film Fanatics podcast. Subscribe to us, guys. We talk about every movie ever, basically. Do you think you can review Moonlight Mile? Never heard of it. I'll write that down for. Help if I had something to. I'll just type it up. I have a computer. I have the capability. Moonlight Mile from Kill Me with a Shotgun. Yeah, all right. I'll put that in the listener's choice. Or I'll tell Dan about that. But yeah, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Please feel free to comment or share, and always send in requests. We could always use them. How about some villain hype for Satan from Devilman? Oh, I'm so happy when Hero finds these classic series that I've been talking about. Okay, maybe not always talked about, but I've known about. Like I watched some stuff I probably shouldn't have watched when I was younger, and Devilman, reading Devilman, like if you guys haven't read Devilman or watched the Devilman OVAs, check that out, because Satan, gee, you can't get more evil than the devil, okay? And Devilman is just so, God, Devilman is amazing. It is amazing glory. It's just, there is hype. The hype is very real. Random anime. The best villain is Buggy the Clown. Yes. You know what? You might be trying to make a joke, sir, but I actually really like Buggy. Buggy is a fun villain. He is fun, and he's persistent. I've always loved the villains that are persistent. My favorite Spider-Man villain is the Vulture. And I tell people that, and they're like, the Vulture? Because he's an old dude in a bird suit that comes back to fight Spider-Man every week. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. He's a member of the Sinister Six. Same thing with Buggy. Buggy's a joke. Nobody takes Buggy seriously. But Buggy's cool. He's got a cool power, and he keeps coming back. There'll always be Buggy. He's a persistent threat. There might be some big bad. I mean, like Dom Flamingo. They're going to take him out. He'll be forgotten. Buggy the Clown will be there till the end. He might take the One Piece, okay? I'm telling you. Buggy the Clown. I agree. I agree with your jest, sir. Agree with your jest. God, so many questions. Gotta catch up. Gotta catch up. All right. Thank you guys for sending in stuff. Favorite seinen, Monster, Vinland, Berserk, Holy Land. I've never read Holy Land, actually. Vinland Saga is pretty cool. Monster is probably my favorite completed one. But Berserk is still number one. I mean, Berserk has gotten kind of slow lately, but I do like it. I do like Berserk a lot. Why is your name Merlin the Mighty? Well, used to be 301 Merlino Boss, and that was just kind of a hard name for people to pronounce, so I changed it. And the reason it was that was because, okay, there's a funny story about my username. I was called 301 Merlino Boss because when I was younger, I was really fascinated by true crime novels and the mafia and stuff like that. I used to read up a lot about it. Just organized crime interests me a lot, just both fictionally and non-fictionally. And there was this crime boss, the boss of the Philadelphia crime family, Joey Merlino. Joe Merlin. Boss. And, and that's been up there since like 2000. The email, and then people just called me Merlin because they saw Merlin. I guess they thought that's what I was going for, so everyone started calling me Merlin, and then I just kind of embraced the wizard persona, and now I'm Merlin the Mighty. So I'm now Merlin because by way of mob boss, obscure mafia boss reference that became Merlin because more people know who Merlin is than that guy. So, do you think you can review Gungrave? You know what? I think I will. Gungrave is a series that I have mixed feelings about, but I really, really like. I also like that because also a mafia-esque anime with horror elements. But I can review Gungrave. Oh man, so many questions. No Beyond Gundam. I'd stick to the original series, 079. All right, Frederick, I will write that down too. Do first impressions of Gundam series. Gundam. Try to get to that at some point. Can't promise exactly when, but I'll try. Bob the Sexy Fish. Yes, yes. I see one where Amon eats Lolly. Buggy ain't a villain. Well, he's not a villain anymore, but you know what I mean. He's still persistent though. He's still persistent, you know, and he was like the first big bad. So you always have to have a place. Buggy is my second fave character. I don't know if you're joking or not, but if you said he was your favorite character, I'd be fine with that. Holy Land is good. Buggy is cool. Thank you. Just stay away from Gundam Seed Destiny, which was on the list of like greatest anime ever in the Animage thing too. So interesting, huh? Bambi, hello. Do you consider Future Trunks a swordsman? Well, technically yes, because he's a guy with a sword and he uses it. But does he use it with any particular talent? Well, we never see him fight any other swordsmen. We don't know if he got really trained by anybody. So yes, but only technically. Gundam Seed Destiny, don't remind me of that garbage. Where's Gundam? Okay, I guess among Gundam fans, stay away from that one, which is one of the ones that I remember people talking about a lot. Bungies also. Love that TV. Thank you. Old school, yes, old school TV. You can see the Netflix there. Yes, it's a really crappy TV. I'm actually going to try and get the one from upstairs and try to get it over here. And yes, but I like the classics. You jest, sir. You jest. Or man, Bambi. Who knows? Lone Wolf and Cub. Yes, I'm glad you just brought that up, Marlon, because that's what I mentioned earlier. I just checked out Lone Wolf and Cub, and by the way, if you guys missed it, check it out. This is a great classic Ronin samurai manga, and they recently released a sequel to it. Lone Wolf and Cub. I just started it. It's actually really good. I must review Hitman Reborn, but people say it sucks so bad. All people talked about was how bad it was, and I read the synopsis, and I'm like, it takes place in Italy, but they're all Japanese, and they all have like weird colored powers, and I don't know about that. I guess maybe if you request it, I'll do it, but yeah, when it goes to the monsters, it gets a little hard to follow. I agree, sir. Captain Buggy is the hero of the One Piece world. Agree. Definitely agree. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're racking up. We're racking up them views, people. Share it. Spread the love. Let's get this live stream. We'll do me for a little while, and then maybe we'll get some other people in here in a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, for the moment, I guess just send in more questions, argue amongst yourselves, and try to avoid drama, because you know me, I don't like the drama. You know, it's the internet, and people are silly. But I don't care. I'm having a good time. But yeah, Lone Wolf and Cub is apparently a classic that I just kind of randomly found. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. I actually really like it. I think if you like Vagabond, you might like it. Or there's another one that's kind of reminds me of that. Is it God? The name escapes me. The one that Zoro wanted me to read. That's like really ridiculous. I don't remember it. Guys, tell me what it is. It's the other one. It's the other samurai one that everybody loves, right? It starts with a K or something. I don't know. But do I read Toriko? I haven't read it in a while. Like I said, I've just been behind on stuff. I've been trying to actually catch up on Ippo a little bit. I started reading that and watching that a little bit. That's pretty awesome. But Toriko's pretty good. I kind of lost interest in it, to be honest, but it is what it is. Watching any anime? Not right now, but I'd like you're recommending some? Kakai and Arslan? I'll check it out. If you like me to do some videos on it, I'll check it out, absolutely. Do you think Captain Boomerang is the worst Flash villain? Well, no, I like Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang's awesome, I mean, he's great. He's awesome. Captain Boomerang is deadly, and he has a boomerang, a very, very difficult weapon to use. I like Captain Boomerang. I read a little Boku no Hero. I thought that was pretty good. I don't know about Nantutsu, though. I'm not a big fan of rom-coms though, but you know, I could probably skip that. Anime comedies for me are very hard to work. I don't know if it's a translation thing or what. No, I have not read it yet. Read Ashita no Joe finally, because literally everyone's like, read it. It's awesome. I do like boxing anime though. I'm not really a sports anime person, but I do like boxing. Mirror Master is amazing. What are you talking about? Mirror Master's like the best Flash villain. Don't you remember the episode from Justice League with Disco Balls, man? Disco of Death. No, yeah, Mirror Master is crazy. If you read him in the comics, he's like a complete psychopath. I love Mirror Master. Actually, a lot of the Flash villains are pretty insane. A lot of the Flash comics I read years ago were very dark. How do normal humans even keep up with the Flash? Is faster than the speed of time. Well, that is called a plot hole. That is called comics. That is called suspension of disbelief, because Flash, like Superman, is only as powerful as the writers require him to be in certain storylines. Because it's like, he's fighting some random guy with a boomerang, and he's having trouble with him. You can break the fabric of time. What? Magi. Yes, I did check out Magi. Yeah, Bankai told me to check that out a while back, and I finally did check it out. I read a little bit of it. I watched the anime a little bit. Only started it, but I actually like Magi. I think it's pretty cool. I feel like in the beginning, not much has really grabbed me. I find the backstory kind of interesting. Does it get better? Because everyone was like, Magi's awesome. Like, Magi seems okay. You know? Like, I didn't think it was amazing. Cut for a few years. Ooh, the FMA original source material. Well, I do like that person. She's pretty awesome. Anybody that made FMA is awesome, right? Anything else they could do would be great automatically, right? Right? Except for like that one series about farming. Yeah. Well, I mean, after you do Fullmetal Alchemist, I mean, I guess whatever. It's kind of like, you know, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do is fine. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. No more. Dance for your enjoyment. Just kind of fill in the awkward silence. Yeah, this is great. Like, this is, you guys won't see this anywhere else. This is I don't know what that is. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I don't understand the Flash. Jack Kirby or Stan Lee? What kind of questions are these? What kind of horrible, soul-torturing questions are these? What is wrong with? He's like, you guys. Okay. Actually, that's not that hard of a question. Stan Lee, but Jack Kirby did a lot though. Jack Kirby is hugely influential. A lot of great work. But Stan Lee has the benefit of being Stan Lee. He's the parkour master. So, you know, Stan Lee, I mean, as the song goes, he invented fucking Spider-Man. So, you know, Stan Lee's just a great person, just in general, just amazing person. Death Parade? Sure, I'll check it out. Favorite character in The Sopranos? Well, that's easy. Probably Tony. I mean, Tony Soprano is like one of the greatest TV characters of all time. But I do also like Silvio and Paulie and Christopher. I like all the characters. You know that. But probably Tony. Probably Tony. Yeah, one of the few viewers of the Sopranos reviews with Dan. But hey, glad you're watching. Ever heard of Ungo? That sounds familiar. Yes, I have read 20th Century Boys. As some of you guys know, one of my favorite manga ever. I love it even more than Monster. 20th Century Boys is amazing. Our Friend is a great villain. Oh, those novels are not in Nishin yet. Gon or Yusuke, who's a better main character? Yusuke. I think that Gon kind of fits the mold of the standard shonen hero a little bit more, whereas I think Yusuke just is a more dynamic character. He's got that dark under edge to him that I think separates him. Plus, once again, series that's completed versus a series that's not. Death Parade. I'm going to write that one down because that just sparks my interest. Dead Parade. Death Parade. Sounds like an old Cure song or Marilyn Manson or something. Oh, come with me on the Death Parade, or something like that. Something along those lines. Apparently, the opening's amazing, according to JT Money. Yeah. Oh, let's see what else is going on. Oh, I'm actually going to watch this movie here in a little bit. It's called Maggie. We're doing it for the Film Fanatics podcast. It's I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's actually a zombie film, but it has Arnold Schwarzenegger in a dramatic performance, not like a straight action one, but a dramatic role where he is this father whose daughter's infected with the virus, and he's trying to basically find a way to keep her from turning into a zombie and cure her. The movie, from what I understand, from what I've heard, is okay, but Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin, who's his daughter, apparently give really good performances. So I think it's really awesome to see Schwarzenegger do something that's either not corny action or comedy, because I've always thought he was a good actor. I just think it'd be cool to see that. So yeah, Maggie is the name of the film. If you guys are curious, I'm probably going to be talking about that. If not on the podcast, maybe even on my channel, to be honest. Oh yeah, the Stan Lee collaboration with Ultimo. Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. Stan Lee appreciates it, and he did have his own manga, but it's pretty basic. It's like you can tell Stan Lee probably came up with the general story, and then somebody else just kind of went from there. But I've noticed that whenever Stan Lee tries to actually do something directly, whether it's this Ultimo or even some of the other random stories he did later, it's nowhere near his best stuff. I think all his best stuff was back in the 60s. He really was deeply involved with those characters and made some iconic stuff. Now it's just I think he just does silly things. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay, he specifically said Brotherhood, so he knows what I would have said otherwise. Versus Neon Genesis Evangelion. Well, Evangelion is a very influential series that I do like. But Brotherhood is Full Metal Alchemist related, so Brotherhood's better. Let's see here. My favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. That's a hard question because I pretty much like them all. I mean, Django was amazing. Loved Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. I think the Kill Bill movies are probably my favorite, but I've always kind of had a soft spot. Whenever anybody asks me, my favorite film of his is probably Jackie Brown. Now, I don't know if it's because nobody ever talks about it, but Jackie Brown's a really good movie. I don't know. I've always really, really liked the story, even though it's more restrained Tarantino. Do I have a favorite trope from TV tropes? I haven't really checked out that website out too much. I've seen a bunch of them. I think, I don't know if it's on it, but there's the what's it called? It's the complex that the Dragon Ball characters have, where all the regular people are completely oblivious to everything around them. It's the same thing in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I think what else was it? I know it was in Buffy, but it was just this, just the fact that people Power Rangers, yeah, just the fact that people are completely oblivious to all the ridiculous crap around them. I don't know what that's called. There's a specific term for it, but I just think that's hilarious. I love that. Just normal people and all this random crazy stuff going on, and everyone's just oblivious to it. The Godfather or Citizen Kane? Well, probably The Godfather, just because I think it's a more interesting story, and Citizen Kane's a little overrated. It's a well-shot, well-edited film, but I never liked Citizen Kane that much. Pulp Fiction's great. Well, you can compare any series, right? No, I mean, yeah, they are kind of opposite in their message, I guess, but it's kind of your own cup of tea. I just prefer Fullmetal Alchemist. Flashbacks are good. Oh, no, I'm okay with flashbacks. Okay, I'm okay with flashbacks, but Of course, yes. Unscrewed. You've unscrewed from me because I chose Fullmetal Alchemist. Yes. Well, you know Fullmetal Alchemist is my favorite show of all time, so Brotherhood's like half of that package. So even Evangelion's on my top 20, okay? I put it on there. You know I like it a lot better, but it's still there. Still like Evangelion. I know you're kidding. It's okay. I just think it's like you have been unscrewed. Unscrewed. You know what would have been the best reboot for an old cartoon series ever? First have Arnold Schwarzenegger as He-Man, then have Nicolas Cage as Skeletor. That would be so good. You are a genius, Mr. Sexy Face. Oh my. Well, okay, people, that takes the cake. Arnold Schwarzenegger as He-Man, Nicolas Cage as Skeletor. This movie needs to happen. It needs to happen now. I don't even care. This movie needs to happen right now. Blade of the Immortal? No. No, I did not, actually. But I heard good things about it. Oh, man. Let's see here. Well, it was a typo. I know it was a typo, but it's okay. I can make fun of your bad typing. Accept the fact you can't type, and I'll accept the fact that I have bad taste in anime. Oh, see? See what I did there? I have the worst taste ever. Oh, God. Why would anyone listen to me? I don't know why I wouldn't listen to me. I wouldn't listen to me at all. Of course I've seen the Daredevil. Come on, man. Come on. Sasaki, okay? Of course I saw the Netflix Daredevil like weeks ago. It was great. I didn't see it all in one day like I planned to, but yeah, the Daredevil show, if for some reason you guys haven't seen it, it's so good. It's so good. So very, very good. Oh, man. Absolutely. But, yeah, the Daredevil show is great. Anybody that wants to come in, by the way, I know that Hero, Z, I don't know if you want to come in, Brent. Seriously, anybody that wants to come in, I put the link in the chat. You guys are welcome to it. You can hop in now. I did like about an hour just by myself. So if anybody wants to jump in, you're welcome to. Or you can leave me by myself. I actually don't really mind either way. But, you know, I can't keep it up forever, man. Can't keep it up forever. Yeah. I got pitch slapped. A movie about acapella. I don't know. What a world we live in, right? Blade of the Immortal is better than Kenshin. Oh, strong words. I'll have to find out if that's correct. Absolutely. Let's see. Hey, Jenna. Let's see here. How you doing? Yep, doing a stream. Let's see here. Let's see. Blade of the Immortal was enjoyable. Well, some people think it's the best thing ever, apparently. Let's see here. Spike Spiegel, best thing ever. Who's the best main character in the big three? Does that still include Naruto? Well, see, that's Naruto, Luffy, Ichigo. Luffy is probably the best one. Naruto really wasn't that bad, though, to be completely honest. I mean, I actually did like his growth, and I thought he was fairly dynamic. I think that Ichigo just had the least amount of growth. Luffy is probably the best one to get behind right now, but he has a way to go, I think, as well to proving himself. But he probably wouldn't be as changed as, like, say, Goku. He remains pretty much a steady character throughout his series. Dragon Quest announced for 3DS. Well, okay, we can blame Toriyama for Togashi not doing his work. So once again, Dragon Ball eats Hunter x Hunter and everything else. What movie surprised you in terms of how good it was? Actually, Mad Max was quite a surprise, to be honest. That was really a surprise. And actually, the Lego movie that came out last year, I was not thinking that was going to be as good as it was. Let's see here. Ooh, do you prefer Isaac Asimov, Heinlein, or Arthur C. Clarke? Three big sci-fi writers. I actually love all those guys. I think Heinlein, I can never recall. I know I've read some of his short stories, but I really like his work. I know Arthur C. Clarke, of course, did 2001: Space Odyssey, which is, one of the best ever. I mean, I love that novel, and of course, he worked on the film. But I think overall, I prefer Asimov just because I don't know. I think it's funny because Asimov is really tough to get into because he writes his novels almost like everybody understands, like, quantum physics. So you'll have all these really long, drawn-out paragraphs of equations, and it's just like, I have to go back and reread this because there's a lot of hard science in his work. But that's kind of one thing that seems really legitimate because he knew a lot about it. So I think I like Asimov the best, though, because it really feels like you're just embroidered in these worlds. No, it's not Ichigo. Favorite ending to an anime ever? Now that's a good question. My favorite ending. You know, it's kind of funny. For as much as crap as I've given it, the ending of Brotherhood, even though the biggest problem I have with the first FMA is that it basically doesn't really have an ending. Like, it does, but I just don't like the way that story wraps up, where it just kind of is like, oh, just didn't think there was a real resolution. There's just like random side story that basically feels like fan fiction, and that's pretty much it. But I like the ending of Brotherhood because it's kind of like what I always wanted with the original series. Like, some people kind of say it wraps up a little too nicely, but it made me happy to see it. I really liked the way those characters went, honestly. Let's see here. Better than the Golden Age? I don't know about that. Yeah, Ichigo is a little boring, unfortunately. Loved by a lot of people, but I personally didn't like it as much as them. I don't like Inception. I think Inception's incredibly overrated, honestly. Yeah, well, Naruto can be annoying. Something happened with the J Room. I don't know what's going on there. Don't know. I just know I'm in there. I occasionally post videos. I don't know what's going on with the J Room. Though, that actually is a good idea. Hold on. Get some people on this action right here. See here. I will actually put that in the J Room so we can spread the love. Oh, yeah. Streaming and dreaming. Train maybe hit object. Going on the good old Facebook. Ripped Goku. Ripped Goku. All right. Yeah, I mean, Bleach definitely has some interesting underlying themes, but I don't know. I think One Piece just did a better job of expanding its world and its mythology. Yeah, he does need some help with Don Flamingo, though. That is true. Until now, I don't understand Inception. Yeah, I don't know about Inception. The answer to your question is yes. Kurosawa is truly the greatest ever. He is. I mean, basically. I don't know. I mean, he's not perfect, but he has produced some really great classics several times. You can't watch Old Boy a second time? Old Boy's amazing. You should be able to watch that anytime. It's the best movie ever. You know what? I actually don't know if I've seen the redo version of Apocalypse Now. I feel like I have. No, the French colony scene, that would have been basically emulating, I think, the Heart of Darkness novel more directly. But I think that would have made it seem a little more out of place because they're supposed to be in Vietnam. But then again, the French colonizing Vietnam, I don't know. I think that kind of sticks with the whole point of the beginning of the Vietnam War, so that kind of makes sense. All I know is they need to get a document, and they have to do it by layering dreams upon dreams to get there, right? Yeah, more or less. They have to go deep inside this guy's subconscious so that they can get him to not take over his father's company because this other guy is competing with him. So basically, you watch these people go in and rape this guy's mind because Leonardo DiCaprio needs to get back to his family. I don't know. Personally, I'm not a fan of it, but I don't know. That's just me. Don't attempt to point out the issues with Doomsday being the main villain for season. I don't think Doomsday is the main villain. I'm pretty sure that's Lex Luthor and possibly somebody else. But Doomsday would be an interesting addition for sure. It is a great movie. Tezuka and Urasawa? Well, Tezuka... Okay, well, Tezuka... All right. Well, to be fair, Tezuka is kind of a legend anyway, right? So I guess... by default, he's kind of like the Disney of animation in Japan. So that is true. That is true. American Old Boy is cancer. Thank you. It was bad. Probably Oda. Apocalypse Now is dope. I agree. Toriyama is a flexible writer. I wouldn't say that he's a lazy writer. Well, he might be a little lazy, but I think the best way to say it is that Toriyama's really good at spitballing and kind of rolling with things. Editors like, well, these aren't the bad guys. These should be the bad guys. You should do this now. We need another couple chapters. We need another arc, okay? But this was pretty much wrapped up. Nope. Fine. I think he's just good at making up stuff, to be honest. Don't watch The American Old Boy. Doomsday. I don't know if you trust the Latino review because how do they get their sources? How do they know everything before everybody else? Have you ever noticed that? It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I never really understood that. Digimon Adventure Tribe? I have not watched it, and I'm probably not going to because I have too much nostalgic attachment to the original. Let's see what's going on. You know, YouTube's. You guys watched the Nun Piece? That's pretty awesome stuff. Let's see. Hero did a Tepu manga review. Never heard of that one. See here, we've got Panda talking about Blood Blockade Battlefront. Tokyo Ghoul stuff from Mr. For Neverworld, but you guys love him. Seems like nobody really does. I don't know. Yet everybody watches him. Superman versus Vegeta. Who would win? Another silly argument. Superman? No, maybe. He is kind of ridiculous. Marika, some Walking Dead stuff. Yeah, it's true. JoJo, fuck Cool Ice. Oh, come on. No love for ice? Vanilla Ice. Let's see. Kai's been reviewing some JoJo, some Fairy Tail Season 2 stuff. Thankfully, nobody talks about Fairy Tail anymore. I guess the hate's time for that. Booty Warrior Gaming. I don't know what that is. Man. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Which one has worse art, Hunter x Hunter or Yu Hakusho? Now that's an easy question. You guys know that. Well, are you talking about the anime? Because the anime it's a little bit more even. You know, I actually prefer the grittier, more old-fashioned, traditional animation of Yu Yu Hakusho to the new Hunter x Hunter animation. But I also prefer the old animation for the original Hunter x Hunter anime. But in terms of overall quality between the manga and the anime for both series, I think Hakusho just has better artwork overall. Grant Morrison is insane. He is high, or he's high on something. I don't know. But Grant Morrison makes no sense. I'm kind of glad he didn't do Wonder Woman, because he just made Batman so stupid for so long. Oh, Grant Morrison. Jeff Johns, though. Jeff Johns is a questionable fellow as well. Oh, Fujiko Mina anime. I like that one. I like that series. I from what I've seen of it, I think it's good. I'm actually glad Lupin in general has been getting hype. I mean, the thing about it is a very different type of series than Lupin generally is. I mean, it doesn't have quite as much energy. It's focusing on her, but it's still a good show. Yeah, there are too many villains in that one. I do agree. Now, you said Avatar is a subpar story and characters. Are you talking about the film Avatar or the show Avatar? Because depending on what you're saying, that might be two different responses, honestly. Let's see here. Forever ain't dope. Bleach Asylum top 3 manga. Okay. Let's see here what this brings up then. Okay. Weekly Shonen Jump history. Top 3 best-selling manga. Let's see. Oh, okay. Shameless School, don't know what that is. Hakutasi, Samurai Giants, The Gutsy Frog. Dr. Slump, yay. Ultimate Muscle, Fist of North Star, Tenchi. Ultimate High School, Captain Tsubasa, makes sense. Dragon Ball, Fist of North Star, Dragon Ball. Let's see here. Dragon Ball. Slam Dunk, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball. Oh, that's cool. Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk, Yu Yu Hakusho, a couple years in a row. Slam Dunk, Samurai X. This is pretty fun. Hunter x Hunter, yeah. One Piece, Samurai X. Hunter x Hunter. Prince of Tennis, Hikaru no Go. Hikaru no Go was popular for a couple years. Naruto. One Piece, Prince of Tennis. Yu-Gi-Oh! Eye Shield 21. Naruto. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. One Piece, Naruto. Hey, I see what you did. Oh, I see what you were doing there. Oh my goodness. Okay, he got me. All right. It has a list of like throughout the years since like the early 60s, all like the top 3 most selling manga. And it's like diverse with like a couple of different series changing, every couple of years. And then from 2004, from the first half of 2004, the Big 3 era, to like 2008, it's just One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and it's okay. Hitman Reborn briefly, and it's One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. Occasionally Bakuman, Toriko, Hunter x Hunter takes one spot a little bit. Kuroko no Basuke, but it's literally all 3 of the Big 3 each half of the year for like the past 9 years, almost a decade, with the exception of like 1 or 2, one spot being taken up by something else a couple times. But it's always at least 2 of the Big 3, and mostly 3 of the. Okay, well, on one hand, there's been consistently in what people like. There's been consistency with the manga, but damn, it really is the Big 3. I always assumed that was just kind of something that we kind of made up over here, but no, like they It's really been dominated by those three for a long time. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Well, people are going to have to start looking for a new series now. Maybe that reign's going to be over, but wow. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Shocker. The big three have been popular for so long? Really? Wow. You know what, though? I love all those series to some extent, but... Sorry, guys. Hold on the questions for a second. Just... The big three. Okay, I think somebody sent me a message. Okay, Hero's coming in a little bit. Let me answer some more questions before he jumps in. Okay, my opinion is definitely oversaturated by those big three, taking away from the variety of series, but at the same time, still pretty fun. Vanilla Ice, yeah. Blue Pocahontas, thank you. That's what Avatar is. For Neverworld is Jack of all trades and king of nothing, really. You know, I'm going to do a video about him because, and this is what I'm going to say. I'll give you guys, I've been thinking about it. Spoilers. I'm going to talk about why I don't hate him and why I think it's funny so many people hate him. I don't care. I don't watch many of his videos. I think he seems like a nice guy. He's successful in the community. He seems passionate about what he likes. I feel like it's just popularity and people hating on it because he's like one of the biggest. But whether or not he deserves it or not, I don't know. But I don't really hate the guy. You guys can hate him if you want, I guess. It's just YouTube at the end of the day, but I just think the hate's kind of silly. Ice is a beast though, great henchman. Madara or Aizen? Probably Aizen, but Madara got pretty ridiculous towards the end though. I don't know. Probably Aizen. You know Aizen kind of is sort of legendary for that, but Madara, I don't know. That's actually pretty good matchup. I'm gonna say Aizen though. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I think Avatar is a decent film, but you're right. It's just so generic at the end of the day. It's just Jim Gordon as Mecha Batman. What is this shit? What the fuck is this? You guys, I'm used to very calm and cool. You see my angry nerd side sometimes. This is news to me. Images. James Gordon as Mech Batman. Mecha Batman. That's right. He's gonna be Batman. That's right. He's taking over. I actually wrote an article about why Bruce Wayne is the only Batman. Oh no. Well, I guess Jim Gordon's a decent person to carry over, but my thoughts are just another gimmick. I'm sure he'll be gone in like 6 months. You know what? I know a lot about Dredd, but I haven't really read too much of Dredd. I've read crossovers. I need to sit down and read some more 2000 AD comics. But if you could recommend any good storylines, I know a lot about Dredd, but I need to read more of the comics. Zoro versus Kenpachi. Kenpachi, because Kenpachi is awesome. He's like the only character in Bleach I like anymore. He is. He's just so badass. The Hobo Genius, arguably the greatest comic writer. The film, not the animated series. Yes. That's what I thought you meant, because I was like, Avatar: The Last Airbenders. Pretty amazing show. I think we can all agree on that. Except for like the one guy that's like, you look stupid. It's like, well, actually watch the show then. You know who you are. Okay, Hero's coming in, guys. So prepare questions for Hero as well. Give me a little bit of a break. Got bored with the Avatar movie. Zolo fanboy. Holy Land is better than Berserk. I'm really gonna have to check that out now. Oh God, so many questions. All right. I gotta catch up on these. Ronora. Suicide Island? I've heard of that one. Blade, I haven't read too many of the comics, but I like the character. Thought the movies are pretty good. I'm not going to say who sucks more. I'm not going there. I'm not the Fox News of the community. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by Fox News? If I'm anybody, I'm like CNN or MSNBC. Don't. No, I'm not bad mouthing anybody. Wait, unless you like Fox News. Wait a minute. I don't know what's happening there, but I think somebody's joining. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, it's the anime hero. What's up, hero?
So I wasn't sure when to join because you had like a lot of questions left over, and then when people start joining and start answering.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. Please share the video. We'll get in a conversation in a second. Just let me answer some of these questions, or you can too. If you guys have questions for Hero, send them in. But just give me a second to catch up because the whole Big Three history just threw me for a loop for a second. Okay, Bob Samurai is cool. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's a Dragon Ball fan. Mecha Batman for 10 issues. Well, see, that's fine. I can live with that. Who cares if you're just trying. If you're, oh, he's not there now. Who knows?
No, I'm here. It just glitched for some reason. I don't know. Was that you or what?
Oh, hold on. Let's see. New type. What was it? New type. Greatest anime characters of all time. I remember that magazine. It was a good magazine, actually. Went out of business, unfortunately. My sister used to get it all the time. What is love? Hero, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No.
I won't, man.
I won't. Wait, well, okay, wait. Well, I'm looking for new type greatest characters. Do you mean the IGN one? Because we could talk about that. I've seen that list before. Hold on one second. Let me.
Is that the one with Pikachu on the very top, or?
Yeah. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't ignore what he just said. Okay, I think I found it. New type of anime character popularity. It's on my anime list, I think. This is just a forum. Okay, this is just a forum. So, all right, I'm sorry, man. I'm not. I don't know about that. I don't. Wait, there's new type top 10 Crunchyroll. We'll just do the IGN one. That'll be funnier. Okay.
All right. No.
That's the silly one. We'll do the IGN one in a second. All right. We'll What does that mean? And he went out again. He's here? He's here. Hero? Wait, Hero.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what's going on either. Fucking hell. Because there are times where you're freezing on my end, but I seem to be okay. So. Okay.
Well, I'll just assume you're okay for now. Hold on. No man translated chapter. Don't hit him. Basically, RoboCop. RoboCop's awesome. So much questions. Okay. Watch Mojo. Oh yeah, I did see the top 10 reviewers. It's kind of cool that our community actually got a blip on their radar. Yeah. What movie am I looking forward to? I'm really looking forward to The Hateful Eight, the new Tarantino movie. Samurai Jack is amazing. Great series. Wish they would finally conclude it. Okay, I'll write those recommendations down for the Dread comics. Hold on. I will take these in here. I'm trying to take some of your recommendations. Genkai versus Muten Roshi. Actually, I'm going to let Hero answer that one because that one's kind of tough. What do you think, Hero?
Well, Genkai versus Master Roshi as in character? Or?
I'm assuming they mean fights because fights are more interesting, right?
Well, to a lot of people, but I really hate getting asked like who would win this fight. Like, especially my friend always asks me. about that. I really hate that.
Well, how about this, man? All right. Well, I think you and I. Well, actually, I don't know. Okay. First, as a character, as a well-written character, which one do you think is better? Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know either, man. Because Genkai starts out as like kind of a bit of a selfish old woman, and then she gradually warms up to Yusuke, and they both start to develop a relationship with each other. Unlike Master Roshi and Goku, which was more like an instant friendship.
True.
And Yu Hakusho was more like a gradual relationship that occurred all the way to the middle of the Dark Tournament. So I'm guessing more Genkai because of that.
I feel like it's better progression because you're right. There's less to do when they just kind of automatically friends.
Yeah.
I like the fact they both have good backstories though.
Because we got Genkai with the whole Toguro relationship, and then with Master Roshi you have the some of the relationship with Demon King Piccolo, and then the Crane School as well.
The Crane Master, one of the great Dragon Ball villains. He's great. People need to talk about him more. The Crane Master. But yeah, I think in a fight, I don't know. Kamehameha wins. I don't know.
I'm thinking Genkai, because of the whole. They don't really explain how it works though. How that spirit? Was it the spirit wave? What's it called?
The spirit shield, because it's the spirit. The spirit wave could be harnessed as both. It could be both outward and inward. It could reflect. It was like potentially the most broken thing ever, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, but it only gets used like twice because I remember they used it during the Fight and Dark tournament, and then at some point in Chapter Black, they Sensui mentioned that it could be used for healing, and then that's how Yusuke healed himself during the middle of the battle. I'm thinking, whatever logic you want to go with, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's anime logic. Let's be honest. When it comes to specific techniques and how they work for the powers of Yu Hakusho, it's not something they get into too much detail about. We can cut through the barrier with this great sword, and yet we can't use it as a weapon. Kill Sensui with it. But anyway, not talking about that right now because you know how I'll rant about that. What do you think about the new Power Girl? Looks like she's Bumblebee with new bland costume. They're always screwing up Power Girl's costume. Yeah, thank you. He's the Fox News. Dio Brando or How? Best villain? What do you think, Hero?
Well, the thing is, I've never been much of a fan for Shaman King, so that's kind of the problem. Even though I did read the whole series. Well, Hal's a good villain, I would say, especially with his origin story, how he just basically became this reincarnated himself.
I know.
But
he is interesting.
I just like the idea of Dio Brando. I just like the idea of Dio Brando of his relationship with the Joestars and how the family. Yeah. You were mentioning it earlier. The whole family curse from the beginning to end.
Like, it's frustrating because it's all about circumstances. Like, he was treated so well, and his father's legacy just held over his head and just tortured his view of the Joestars, and he betrayed them. It's just like, I didn't realize that early on, and like you go back and you see it, and it's just like, you're so evil, but he gets so intimidating. Like you said in the OVAs, he's just got so much presence. You know, he's scary. Let's see here. Merlin, did you watch Daredevil? Thoughts? As I mentioned before, sir, yes, Daredevil's amazing. Hero, did you see Daredevil on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen almost anything like in forever. You know.
Watch it if you can. It's a great show. Dio would win. Thank you. Who do you think would win, Goku or Karo Sensei? What do you think, Hero? Who would win?
I didn't even get to hear the question. They just fools on me.
Who do you think would win, Goku or Karo Sensei?
Karo Sensei from who? Because it's not ringing a bell.
Oh, I assume that you know. Well, hold on. Let me cheat here. Yes, I totally know everything about every manga ever. Yes, Goku is extremely overpowered, and if he fought this person, Karo Sensei from Assassination Classroom, which I have not read yet.
Koro Sensei, you mean?
Karo Sensei, yes.
Well, because I've seen 10 episodes of Assassination Classroom, and it's actually a pretty likable show. and the character himself is like it's pretty cool too, because he's basically just a teacher, but
Huh?
I don't know. I just like Goku because I haven't really, because Koro Sensei has shown like a lot of interesting abilities in both skills and intelligence, but at the same time, its own body structure seems to be very durable. But I don't know, man. Dragon Ball characters are pretty tough, even though Koro Sensei did wreck the moon. So
Well, but Goku did that when he was like,
yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah, you. Let's see here. I haven't watched iZombie. Should I check it out? Let me know. Flash is a decent show. I think it's a little corny, but I did watch the Grodd episode last night. It wasn't too bad. I don't really like Arrow at all, so if season 3 is awful, good for that. I think they destroyed the Green Arrow character, and nobody cares because I read the comics and I like Green Arrow. But you know what? I'm letting it go. As long as people like DC, whatever. DC needs all the help they can get. Hoping Dragon Ball Super is good. I'm sure it'll be better than GT. I agree. Hao versus Madara. I think Madara, like I said, Madara got pretty OP towards the end, but I don't know. That's a tough one. Mercenary Tao kills Mr. Satan's master. It's the reason he won't fight someone he can't win, according to an interview he's under. Oh, yeah, he's a great villain, very underrated. I actually have been wanting to do a video on him for a long time. So many questions, Hero. Some people say Naruto should have ended. Yes, I agree. It should have ended at Pain Saga. Thank you. I think Pain was the logical conclusion because Pain was such an awesome villain. He was basically the leader of the Akatsuki, but we're letting that go. New Dragon Ball show has to be. Sean Schemmel should do more. Sean Schemmel should do more work because he pretty much just does Goku. Have you noticed that? Like it's just like the question was.
Yes, in Berserk, he plays a lot of the
one of the best characters.
He plays a lot of the extras in Berserk, man. It's ridiculous. Like you hear his voice everywhere in the Berserk anime. He's like Commander, there. There's even this one scene where he's talking. He plays 3 of the henchmen all at the same time, and it's ridiculous.
Well, he's a good voice actor. It's just that when you have Dragon Ball at your disposal, he doesn't need to do any more work. He's already like the most popular character ever.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I do want to hear Sean Schemmel like in other places, but most of the time it's just exclusively for Dragon Ball, and that's it.
Wouldn't it be awesome if has Sean Schemmel ever played a bad guy? Could you imagine that?
I don't think he has actually.
That would be crazy. Way too haxed. How stomps Madara, no diff. The dub, yeah, Sonic. Oh, you thought Assassination Classroom was boring. Well, AG dropped it, so okay. General Tao is a great villain. I'm glad they brought him back in the filler. I agree. India Young and Chris Ayres, do you think is a better voice actor for the dub version of Frieza? Okay, I'll let Hero take this one because I know Hero is a big fan of both the Ayres brothers. So please, but I know there's some nostalgic attachment. You might not have it because of what you grew up with the show. But which
I know. With Frieza, like when I first saw Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, it was in Spanish dub, and so when I first heard the Funimation dub for Frieza with Linda Young, it was kind of like a shock because in the Spanish, he had this very masculine voice, like outrageously manly. And then Frieza with Linda Young's performance comes out with this like raspy, hissy, feminine, like almost witch-like in some areas. But
yeah, it sounds like an old witch.
At a time, it seems suitable in a way, but because Frieza, it does have like a lot of androgynous feminine features. But the thing is, though, he was always like joking about something, and then the Chris.
I'm glad you brought that up because as a voice actor, she's not bad. But those lines they gave her, "Pop goes the weasel." How does she know about that? Frieza wouldn't know what that is. Stupid stuff.
Or better yet, when she stabs Krillin, like, ride him, cowboy.
How do you know what a cowboy is? Early dubbing, man.
Well, it kind of fits Frieza's like vicious, like sadistic personality, but the thing is though, like the Kai dub with Chris Ayres, like it's more closer to what the his portrayal of the character actually is. It's a very sophisticated, like what's the word for it? Like aristocratic, like type of evildoer.
Very,
he's a
very
conqueror,
sophisticated.
a space pirate. So like it suits like his like status of being like this royal family because the whole
I
king
agree.
code and everything. But
I
because
actually liked his dub too.
it's strange though because in the Japanese version, like his voice is very feminine.
Not super feminine. He just kind of sounds like this, you know. I think Chris Ayres was trying to emulate the Japanese voice actor, but I wanted to ask you though. I never heard the Spanish dub. Did you like the Spanish voice actor for Frieza? Was he good
Um,
or?
yeah, because for in contrast to any other voice he's had, this one was like very manly. The Spanish one was
Hmm.
like testosterone heavy, like a deep voice kind of stuff. But
See, I've always thought he was really like feminine no matter what. So that's weird to hear.
no, in the Spanish one they kept them like manly. But there are times though where some of the actors got like a little overboard with their acting. Sometimes they'll go over the top in the Spanish one, especially Frieza, because there were times where in the Spanish he would swear a lot.
Yes. Let's see. Clannad, I actually saw. The other one I did not. I don't know. Hannah, I didn't see iZombie. No, I haven't seen Assassination Classroom yet. Hero says he likes it. I'm going to try and check it out. Arrow is trash, thank you. Flash is okay. And Daredevil is GOAT. John Patton, you and I are in complete agreement. Thoughts on the new Supergirl show? Well, let me ask Hero. Hero, let me ask you a question, sir. Sir, have you seen the trailer for the new Supergirl show they're going to be releasing? Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
All I saw was one image, but that was it.
Oh my god! If you want to watch the trailer, it's so bad. It's like
Is it like that Wonder Woman like pilot's bad or?
it's like the pilot, but at least the Wonder Woman pilot, she was still kind of Wonder Woman. She still was in the costume. Like half the time, they turn Supergirl into Clark Kent. They turn her into Clark Kent, this like clumsy nerd, and the rest of the time she's worried about shopping, and it's like daytime soap stuff. And then
Very
and then the fights,
stereotypical girl kind of thing. Like
and the fights. There's a part where she's holding up a plane, and it's so bad CGI. It's just
you know what this kind of remind me of when you told me about the whole shopping thing. Like for that seems like a little too stereotypical for a woman character because it makes me think of Devilman Lady because there's a difference between manga and anime. All right, tell me what sounds more interesting. Let's say the manga version where she was an Olympian. She had participated in the Olympics for like swimming, but the thing is she lost and she wanted to kill the person who won. But because of that, she didn't want to resort to these violent methods. She wanted to get away from that, so she becomes a teacher. Okay, that's manga version. Anime version, she's just a fashion model. That's it.
Well, the other one's so much more epic though and interesting.
Hey, like that's the problem that I have with the anime version. Is like you're a supermodel for magazines, and that's they don't even go too in depth. Like if it's like any of the fashion industry or the perks of having to maintain fitness or anything like that. They don't go in depth with that. I'm just that's not.
It's like you said. Sometimes the anime version is not better. Sometimes the manga, sometimes I hate when they cut certain things for time, I guess. But you'd think in an anime they'd have more time. Generally.
When it's a drastic change like that, I just can't. It's hard for me to get into. That's the thing.
That's horrible. That's
yeah, because it fits the character better because also as a teacher, she's a mentor, and then there are times where she has to protect her students, and then she's worried about how to take care of them from their own like social problems with school or with other adults. So
let me see here.
It would just better with the school scenario.
Thoughts on Iron Man versus Luthor Death Battle? Pretty much saw that coming. Chuck Huber as Iron Man. Chuck Huber.
Chuck Huber as Iron Man. You know that voice could work actually for the Tony Stark.
Let's see. Sakura versus Kenshin. Kenshin all the way. Arrow is boring. Howling Commandos versus Easy Company. Well, Howling Commandos are like the comic book version of the Easy Company, so they're technically better. Though the Easy Company, those people were awesome, though they really were, and not Band of Brothers. Oh, then I don't know what they are because I've never read the Sergeant Rock comics. Oh, Sean Schimmel's and Yu-Gi-Oh dubs apparently. Yep, didn't watch Clannad. Wait, I did. No, I did watch Clannad. I watched Clannad. I watched Clannad After Story. That's what I watched, which I thought was okay. Let's see here. Sean has played bad guys. Okay, I guess in Yu-Gi-Oh, iZombie Comics, Yo Stomps Kenshin. Okay, Sean Schemmel was a bad guy in the 4Kids Season 3 dub of Winx Club and Black Doom and Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic X, apparently. Have you read the Walking Dead comics? Yep. Have read some of them. Walking Dead comics are great. Fables have not read, though. J-Star's game. Yeah, Linda Young is creepy, but I think Chris Ayres definitely kind of encapsulates the Japanese version, which I think is what they were going for. Mad Max was GOAT. I agree. Very popular comics. So many questions. I like the Ride 'em Cowboy line. Even with Chris Ayres, I think Reese is a woman. Dr. Goldie Rogers' voice is the father of the Blackbeard voice actor. Big Green Dub Frieza sounds like Emperor Palpatine.
Big Green Dub is special, man.
Now, Big Green Dub is amazing.
It's top tier.
I must find the ultimate secret power. Like, what are you talking about?
Everything's a Kamehameha, like even when they power up.
Vegeta. Vegeta. Hello, Vegeta.
Oh no! The best part is Tien. Tien. Like their power is extraordinary.
Their power is extraordinary. He's such a nerd. No, I haven't tried Telltale games, but I do like Borderlands though. Are there any manga you'd like to? Are there any manga turned into anime you think that Funimation should dub, Hero?
Funimation's been dubbing almost anything that's been coming out.
That pretty much, right?
They have. I mean, Blood Blockade Battlefront got a manga to anime. Just they grabbed that, like the Assassination Classroom manga to anime. They grabbed that, but if they don't grab it, then it's Sentai Filmworks. I guess it's either one or the two. Very rarely would it be Viz or some other company, but
nowadays, yeah.
I don't know, because I'm trying to think, is there some anime that they haven't picked up? Because I mean, even JoJo's been picked up by Warner Brothers, so like no.
That's true. Josh Grell for Lelouch, if Funimation did him, be all right. Marlon wants me to ask you, Hero, have you read Holy Land? Hero?
Yeah. What?
Have you read Holy Land?
No, but I know Adam talked about it like years ago though.
Because I've heard it's popular apparently.
Yeah, it's a realistic street fighting or fighting in general, but only done in a more well, I said before, realistic sense. I just repeated myself twice, but whatever.
Yeah, you cut out a bit there. If Sean Schemmel or Chris Sabat ever die, then I'm ready to see DBZ end. Well.
Oh God, because they're so iconic, man.
Oh, apparently the Ocean dub where Kami and Piccolo fuse is hilarious. T4 Stars Gaming Channel's pretty good. Turles, you've inherited the blood of a Seiya people. Let's be friends. It crushes Gohan's hand. No, I never read Area D. Could be good, though. All right, well, the questions have finally subsided. So, for the moment, Hero.
I see one that we haven't answered, which was,
okay,
have you seen Tiger and Bunny?
Which one?
Tiger and Bunny, the superhero anime.
No, but I mentioned this earlier, Hero. You'll be happy to know I just got the first 2 volumes of the manga, so I'm going to be reading that soon.
Well, I don't know if the manga is the best way for Tiger and Bunny though, because I don't know whether it's like one of those mangas that's like, the Bebop manga to the anime, that kind of stuff.
Wait, well, which came out first?
Anime.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I was like, oh, I guess I'll finally check out the manga. But no, you and Brent both recommended it to me, so I'll check that out soon because apparently you guys said you think I really like it. So
Yeah, Tiger Bunny is
let's-
definitely one you gotta watch dub though, because it's the whole superhero like reality TV mix.
it sounds interesting. Will Berserk ever end? Maybe. um, oh, here's one. Favorite anime attack hero?
Anime attack. Well, that one's easy for me. It's the Kenshiro's 100 Crack Fist, where just throws lots of punches, makes them explode into a bloody carcass.
Could you guess mine? It's also pretty easy.
Is it the Destructo Disc?
Close. Special beam cannon.
Ah.
But Destructor Disc is like numbers 2 probably. And the answer to your question, Sonic, is Detective Conan will never end. It'll go on forever.
Oh my god, Detective Conan is something that I can't believe that years back that I caught up to the show.
You
and never
did?
went back to it. I caught up to it like 2-3 years ago. I like anime, manga, everything. And from that point, I just like, you can't read a mystery series on a weekly basis. You just can't.
It's too much.
Because I mean, you're in the middle of something, and then chapter 1 just started thinking, well, fuck, because I know how Conan works. We're gonna spend like a few chapters like misleading the audience, then we find out who we start the actual mystery, and then afterwards we try to play the guessing game of who did it. And then even worse, if you have like plot-related events with the Black Organization or some other, either that or a romantic love story, either one of the two. So
I like the love story though, actually, in Detective Conan.
it's good. It's just that I don't know. After a while, it felt like such a tease. The more you watch it, like it starts teasing you with the romance, it starts teasing you with the plot, it starts teasing you with everything.
Well, that's because it keeps going. It can't really end, you know.
But
But
that's the problem, though, because you made it made itself have a plot, so you have to end at some point.
Shaman said that Berserk will end when Hunter x Hunter will end.
Oh no.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll review Better Call Saul.
Like, here's the thing, though. Like Hunter x Hunter could have ended like a while ago.
You know what? You know what? Thank you. All right. You know what, Hero? Let's talk about this. Let's.
Okay. This is
okay. Yeah, we're gonna get some hate. I don't know. Look, okay, I'm gonna go on the record. We're called the Phantom Group, so we like Hunter x Hunter, obviously. But personally, okay, let's be honest. Kurapika took over the damn anime. Okay, he took over the series. The Phantom Group were the ultimate big bads. Everybody should have fought them, and then it's like, no, let's go do something else.
Because one of my annoyances with Hunter x Hunter, it has like so many like unresolved events, and I fear the reason Togashi does that is so because he could go back to it later because he didn't want to kill off characters right off the bat. But the thing is, no matter how you look at it, too much time has passed by, and some characters should have been off already.
I'm sorry, but like if the Phantom Group weren't going to be the big bads that you're basically making them out to be, they should have either ended the series there or killed them and moved on. Like,
here's my idea. Okay, keep everything the way as it was all the way up to the York New arc. All right, like let's say Kurapika did kill half the members and the boss was still out there. What they should have done, like Gon and Killua can do their thing with Greed Island. Okay, that's fine. But at the same time, Kurapika and Leoreo should have been going up with the rest of the Phantom Troop.
Yes.
And then get rid of them. And then when Greed Island finishes, both teams get back together to go with the Chimera Antar. There. And then to end the series, to finally end it, that you have a little time skip because Gon finds his dad, and then even Killua had his family issues resolved with the whole election thing. So at the very end of the arc, it should have been a time skip with Gon fighting Hisoka and then Killua against Illumi, Kurapika and Leoreo. I don't know what they could do for that point, but that's pretty much how it should have ended.
They'll get together finally in the end. Perfect.
Because one of my annoyances with Hunter x Hunter, is that they introduced this villain called Gyro, but we haven't done nothing with that character. Nothing.
I forgot about Gyro.
Yeah, they mentioned this villain from way beginning of the Chimera Ants, and then at the end they say like, if Gon met this one person, then this shit would have happened. But I'm like, who cares about China? I'm like,
I'm
we don't
sorry,
even
but
know what he
you're right.
looks like. Because
Thank you.
especially when towards the end of the series, it should have just been going against Hisoka, like, because that was it. Because that's the only unresolved event that we need to get conflict. I don't care about like the new continent or about Netero having a son. That is not important at all.
It really isn't.
It's not. Like, no.
Oh man. Let's see. But you know what? I agree with you completely. That's how it should have ended. No, I have not read part 3 of Naruto, and I'm not going to. I don't care. Naruto is done.
That's another series that I feel like you're you're overstaying your welcome.
Done. Yes, Gurination, I've heard of it. It's also O Parts Hunter, great manga. Let's see here. Yeah, Naruto Part 3, I don't get it either. Andrew Garfield, I liked him too. I wish that they could have given him his own movies, but hey, you know what? Whatever. Spider-Man's kind of having a rough time in those movies anyway. Who knows what Sony's going to do? Hinata stuck with Naruto. Yay. Let's see here. Yeah. Top 10 manga and anime villains. That's going to have to be a discussion for later, I bet.
All I can say, man, that by the end of this year, there's gonna be some Satan hype, man.
Without a doubt. Oh. There's some good villains, though. So the question is, should Hisoka have, like, do you think that by the end of the series in your good ending for Hunter x Hunter, that Hisoka should be like a main bad guy, or he should have kind of switched over to become a full-on ally and just they resolve their issues that way?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know why some people question Hisoka, kind of doubt whether Hisoka's a villain or not. But the answer is pretty simple. The answer is simple. Why he is a villain? Okay, we all know that he's been like helping Gon and Killua out in some times. But remember, in York knew he was willing to kill them on the spot when they entered their base because Krollo was the better prey at the moment. Because all of the reason why he's keeping them alive is not to help him out, but just so he could use them for himself.
Exactly. That's his whole purpose.
So, so I don't really picture Hisoka being like a good person at all. With all
Hisoka is like mysterious, but guys, he murdered people for the fun of it when you first meet him, and he's possibly, stuck something up somebody's butt in the forest. So I mean, he's not a good guy.
Well, it's kind of strange because he has one interest in this one character with like with Machi. That's like the only chick he's like interested in.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know whether it's because of her ability, because he said that he just likes seeing her like put things back together. But I don't know whether it's that or not. But at least he's shown some genuine interest. So he's just like so you want to get dinner later? Then she's just like, well, I guess that means no.
I guess not.
Like, damn.
Oh yeah. So, how about that that collab channel, Hero?
Our collab channel's been like slacking. So I don't even know whether we can keep going. I don't even know we can keep going at all anymore. With all honesty, because everyone's been busy with life in some way or another. Like even me, I've been going to job interviews with little succession.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So are you done with school now?
I could go back, but I'm not really in the mood though.
Not in the mood. I know what you mean. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know. We'll have to try and keep it up best we can, but we'll try and collab. I was kind of hoping more people would show up for the live stream, actually. I know Z was trying to get in.
Yeah, because I think he's having some problems with his computer because we were trying to get him on Skype the other day and it wouldn't let him in for some reason.
Huh. Well, that's a shame.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm going to try to be a little more active this summer if I can be. So we'll do some stuff. You know what we should do, actually, Hero, if you do have the time? We should do like a collab review of something. Again, that was kind of fun. We did that before. So yeah, if you got any ideas, let me know.
We'll figure it out.
I'm sure we could have
more than
something.
likely, you'll probably turn into Dragon Ball or something.
That's fine. Yeah, actually, weren't you planning to like redo all your old movie reviews again or ranking them again?
I did say I was gonna do that. I did say and promised myself that I would do it this year, talking about every single Dragon Ball movie and everything. Because that Dragon Ball has Dragon Ball has disappeared from my channel altogether. Like that's the strange thing, because that's what started it, and now it's just like, where is it?
Oh, because of all the copyright stuff, you had to get rid of them.
Well, not just that, but it's because of the like part of it's I guess lack of interest in a way, because I've been coming across new things that I just like a little more than Dragon Ball, and then whenever I do see Dragon Ball, it's been like, man, it's been a while.
Well, it's funny. Well, that's how it is. It's kind of funny. I feel the same way because, as you know, Dragon Ball is kind of why I started my channel, and I'm trying to get little videos out where I can, but I want to talk about so much, but there's just so many other things to cover. Let's see. JoJo verse versus Medaka verse. Oh my god.
Well, they're fuck. I want to say JoJo just because of like the way how Stone Ocean ends and the because of freaking Stairway to Heaven and Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, like those two stands are just ridiculous. So
yeah, they are pretty ridiculous, but you know Medaka, they're
Medaka is very creative with its powers too, so that's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Remember, is this a joke I'm getting? Oh yeah, that's right. Supreme Kai is trash. Supreme Kai is the most worthless character.
He is. Like I don't. Part of it's Toriyama's own fault too, because partly his fault because of how the story just kept going for the Buu arc, but at the same time, he just made Supreme Kai look like a fucking idiot when I'm telling everybody like oh, this Manchi Buu has this ability, like he can absorb people. Like, well,
you didn't say anything about this.
That's kind of like a little crucial, don't you think? Or even how even in the beginning with Dabura, when they first met him, like he has a henchman named Dabura. Like, oh, who is he? He's the king of the underworld on this planet. But like, what does he do? Oh, you be careful for him not to spit at you. Why?
And then they're like, what? Oh man, you know what makes me mad about that is that Piccolo and Krillin could have been involved in those fights. They could have done something. They were just like, Toriyama was like,
just kick them out.
No.
And Piccolo almost died, and that fucking thing too. Like,
yeah, because he gets knocked over.
I know. If it weren't for that regeneration thing, he would have died.
Wouldn't that be funny if like that was how he ended Piccolo's end?
That was just. It's humiliating because I mean, Goten and Trunks had just like knocked them over by accident. And then they're just like, "Oh shit, we killed Piccolo." But I felt like Dabura was like another like underutilized villain in Dragon Ball though.
Yeah, he was actually really cool, to be honest.
No, because right off the bat he kills one of the Kais like with no mercy. Blew his head off, man.
So cool. And two, he just loved Gwen. No, I never did start a Twitch channel. He didn't know about those magical earrings. Yeah, a lot of crucial information is just kind of absent at various times, Mr. Supreme Kai. Well, you know what? The freaking gods in Dragon Ball are so they're so
incompetent.
They're so yes, very incompetent.
It's it's so ironic because these are the gods who are the rulers and overseers of everything.
And yet,
And then, even Beers is a bit incompetent because he just sleeps when he's not doing his job.
just sleeps. Yes, I'm the god of just. Well, he needs his rest though, because he has to destroy a lot of things.
Well, I guess, but for sleeping for that many years, though, it's just it's hilarious. It's hilarious that the whole like Frieza was left running amok because the guy was on his sleeping break.
He was just taking a nap. Actually, apparently his advisor guy, isn't he stronger than Beerus?
Yeah, he's stronger. He's stronger than Beerus. Whis. But the thing is though, what's another thing with the Kais I was going about? Yeah, the Supreme Kai. Like, the only reason why he's ranked as Supreme Kai is because all the other I guess as all the other Kais were dead. So who's left to succeed the lineage? Well, just you.
That's true. I guess that is true. He did kind of like kill or absorb every other one. So that's good. That's a good point. He's Supreme Kai by default. Rule of succession. Oh, yeah. So, any other topics of discussion you'd like to bring to the table, Mr. Hero? I'm open. I've been talking a lot.
The only thing I was gonna. Okay. This is actually more of a personal thing, but I tried setting things to your AOL account, but it just didn't go through. I even tried going for it, and it didn't work. So,
yeah, that's right.
Are you really sure? Are you really sure you can't get messages on YouTube? Because you should be able to.
Well, no, I can, man. It's just that I didn't receive yours. Hold on. Let me actually check that.
Well, I haven't sent anything, but do you know where to check though? Just asking.
Yeah, you have to go to your inbox, which is hold on. I will try to find it now.
I'll just send you like a simple hi. See if you receive it right off the bat.
Very good. Yeah, let me check now. It's in my messages. Yeah, I got it. Oh.
But it should be chapter 1.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
X out chapter 1. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay, so I could send it to you on YouTube instead.
Yeah, send the whole thing. Yeah, yeah, guys, Hero's working on a script. He's been doing a comic for a couple years, and he's actually doing it kind of in novel form right now. And yeah, I'm checking it out for him. And from what I read, it actually looks pretty cool. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, because I wrote actually 2 more chapters. So I wanted to get your feedback on that.
Yeah, well, no problem, man. I'll try and get that done tomorrow. Maybe I don't really have much going on tomorrow. Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? I know what we're gonna do. I wish Dead was here, but we're gonna do this. All right. It's official. It's happening. Mm-hmm. We are having our RoboCop discussion. Okay.
All right.
Until we're done, guys. Hold off on other questions. If you like RoboCop or not, that's fine. Hero and I kind of said we're going to do a big RoboCop review discussion, and you know what? Since we're just going to do it right now. It's been like a year or 2 waiting for it, so we're going to do it. So let's talk about RoboCop. What did you want to bring up here? Because I know you were itching to say some things about it.
Well, I think we should start off easily right off the bat with our first experience, how we encountered RoboCop in the first place.
You know, the thing about RoboCop is that it happened when I was so young I barely remember it. See, my parents were very liberal with what they showed me when I was a kid, so I watched some pretty violent movies, and I just remember growing up thinking RoboCop was like one of the most awesome heroes. I loved him. And I can't give you a specific memory, but I just grew up thinking RoboCop was one of the most awesome movies ever. And the cool thing about it is it's just stuck with me over time, and I just still love it so much. So I kind of grew up with it and always loved it.
because I don't exactly remember how I encountered it either, but I knew for sure that I was not old enough to watch that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. You know, it was like on video somewhere, and you just saw it, and you're just like, "Whoa!" And hey, man, it was just amazing.
Man,
But I don't know.
it's ridiculously violent too. Because I'm thinking, like, how did my parents let me see this? Because I mean, the one scene, like, there's so many scenes that RoboCop is iconic for, but the one that is definitely possibly that should not be shown to kids at all was one, either when they're doing drugs, like in the at the I forgot the guy's house, the guy that made RoboCop, and then fucking Clarence Bonner shows up and shoots the guy in the legs and all that shit.
Sounds like he's coming back.
Oh, was I cut out?
Okay,
Am I back now?
you're back now. So, with what you were originally saying about the violence, start over again, please.
Okay, I don't know what's going on either, but it's been happening this entire thing. But anyways, what I was saying was the like one of the scenes that should not be shown at all to kids was there's two scenes in fact. Despite all the other iconic scenes RoboCop has, one of the scenes is when the guy who made RoboCop, he's doing drugs with these two girls, like they're doing, like they're smoking, they're sniffing some shit, and then Clarence Monaco shows up and like like fucks him up. But the scene that I feel that is so bitches. But the scene though, the scene that should not be shown to any kid, especially to a boy, is when RoboCop shoots a guy in the balls.
Hey, but that's a great scene though. It's a great scene.
Badass. It's really badass. But I'm thinking you can't show that to a kid.
No violence.
I know, especially when the whole scene is about that they were gonna rape her. Especially that. It's just.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
you know, there's like I'll notify a rape crisis center. Like, what?
So nonchalant about it.
And then the next scene just cuts to him driving. It's just like, yeah.
Yep, just doing my job. Well, this is proof. I don't know what that says though about our society or how things have changed, because I think that's one reason why RoboCop is so iconic and so important, because it represents a time when movies were very violent. They weren't afraid to be violent and they embraced it, but kids could still watch it and enjoy it, and people didn't get freaked out about it. Nowadays, I don't know. It couldn't have been made today. It just couldn't have been made. Now, whether or not we should have watched it, I don't know, but we're okay, I guess.
Well, absolutely. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense because of the. I mean, look what happened recently with RoboCop.
I remember. Exactly. I mean, they try to do it now, and it's like it's so muted down. It's just a very generic movie. You know, it's not fun, and part of that was embracing the over-the-top violence, and it was a great parody too. A lot of commentary just about big business, and it's some good science fiction. And the thing that I love about RoboCop though is that, I mean, there's a lot of things I love about it, obviously, but I think that as over-the-top as it is, I really like Peter Weller, you know, as Murphy. I think plays the character very well, both human and RoboCop, and he still maintains that human essence. I mean, despite all the silliness, RoboCop is about trying to hold on to your humanity and prove that you are, despite being most machine. And that's really powerful stuff. And the stuff with him trying to hold on to his memories of his family, that's tough, man. You know, that's some good stuff. It's a very human story, a very robo-human story.
Robo-human. Well, there's that, and then the whole like well, there's also the classic things about whether machines have like a soul or emotions or anything.
Mm-hmm. Classic science fiction, of course. You are correct. Well, what is the one thing you love about RoboCop the most? If you had to pick one aspect that keeps you coming back to it over these years.
Part of it is the sci-fi aspect of it. I always like robot stories in general, even if they're like kid friendly or like super violent. Because I mean, like the kid friendly ones you could think of right off the bat would be something like Short Circuit, that kind of example of a robot story, or something like the Iron Giant, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess one of the appeals to me for RoboCop is that it's one of the most like badass things I see, and especially as a young age kid. I mean, back then, one of the early things I saw was like live action RoboCop, live action Batman, live action Ninja Turtles. All of them were just good things, like one thing after another. Part of it's nostalgia, but even at the end of even today, it's still a good movie in comparison to its modern retelling.
Oh,
Like it really is, man.
Hero, are you saying something bad about Nolan movies? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that did you say something? Did you imply something bad about The Dark Knight? What could you expand on that?
I was referring to RoboCop, but I'll answer this anyways. Because the thing is, the problem with the Nolan movies is that we all know the problem is that they're supposedly trying to be realistic as possible. But my biggest gripe is that Batman doesn't feel like Batman to me. He just doesn't. Like something about his personality doesn't seem like this this broody like like this broody like amazing character. And here he just looks. If it weren't for the costume, I wouldn't associate him with Batman. With all honesty,
that's kind of a problem. But anyway, getting back to RoboCop.
Yeah, going back to RoboCop, it's just that I don't know. I just feel like that Nolan's Batman doesn't feel like a real Batman character. But going back to the RoboCop situation, what else I liked about it? It's just like the whole idea of a man being turned into like a machine, and like that whole like. I think the word is transhumanism. Is that the
word? Sounds right. Transform. Transcendental.
Well, the thing is, it starts out like pretty damn tragic without the back. Because I mean, this guy has a family and everything, and then he goes to move in a new city to work. He was already a cop beforehand, but the first day on the job, he gets killed. Not even a whole day has passed. It's like hours.
It's like hours have passed. It's his first call, isn't it? It's his first call.
It was his first thing. He dies. And I'm thinking, like, the fuck's wrong with this place? I'm like,
you know, I remember thinking about that, like when I'm watching it. Like they have the whole scene about how bad it is. Like he's talking to the other cop, and it's like, "Hello, we're Murphy. Where you from?" I'm like, "Oh, you know, welcome to hell." And then like the one cop dies, and they're talking about getting everybody on a funeral service. I'm thinking, this guy just died, and the new guy that just got here on his first mission dies. It's just like no one. You know what caused the strike? Because this is kind of interesting. Here's a fan theory for you that I just thought of now.
Right.
You know how the cops are thinking about going on strike? I think that one guy's like, "Yo, we should strike," because he died. Immediately, they're like, "We're going on strike." You know what happened? It's just like, you know what? This is happening now. This is happening.
Well, they don't really explain why the strike happened in the first place, other than the crime rate going up like crazy.
Because they decided to strike because they were getting killed by criminals because it's their job to fight criminals. I mean, I guess they weren't getting enough support or funding or whatever, but protection. But it's just like cops getting killed by criminals. That's kind of goes with the job, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, I think part of it might have started because of Clarence Bonneker, because he said he was a cop killer, that he killed several.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was specifically going for the cops.
And they knew that. The other guys. And yet he was above the law. They couldn't touch him, basically, because he was connected.
Yeah, well, I guess also part of the reason that it kind of goes like that Gotham City approach, where probably the cops already knew how corrupted like the OCP was, and then their whole. Well, then again, the cops belong to OCP, so whatever they say, that like they have to do it.
That's right. I mean, you can either quit or they wouldn't have cared about. In RoboCop 2, they go on strike, and OCP doesn't care. They just make more robots.
It's strange because like 1 and 2 have like such a good like a good hold on each other, because of how the events of part 1 could affect the future, especially with the whole with the success of RoboCop. They're trying to recreate that so they don't have to like it'd be more productive in the first way and more successful to have a machine like police officer around the city, and compared to someone that could. It's riskier for a human to die than a machine. That's the thing. But even then, they noticed that it was impossible to recreate it.
Basically, yeah. Because they had that unique essence. Because Peter Weller is awesome.
Peter Weller is RoboCop.
Well,
he is Alex Murphy. Like how did the tagline for that VHS go? It's like half man, half machine, all cop.
That tells you pretty much everything you need to know.
I know, it's like RoboCop.
You know what's funny though? The thing about RoboCop is that it's a movie that should be really bad. It's a cheesy B movie that should suck.
There is like a lot of outrageous like quotes in the whole thing. I mean, especially with even with their own TV shows that watch, like, I'll buy that for $1.
They know they're having. It's a parody. The whole thing's kind of a parody.
There is like a lot of satire because like it is like the one few things that it's like the only movie I could think of that it would constantly cut to the news so like that we could see what's going on in that city, and just one bad thing after another. Even the world is going through some shit. They're saying that there was some satellite misfired and it ate like this whole country, this forest.
That's one of the great little icing on the cake for RoboCop are the satire elements like the commercials and the news. And the best one, you're right, is that one where the satellite fires a laser accidentally and it kills this town, destroys this town where 2 former U.S. presidents lived. That guy is so fired. You fucked up so bad.
Like, did he get arrested for that actually, for like manslaughter or something? Or
I'm pretty sure they got sued by somebody because that's some gross malfunctions right there. If you're laser,
like that's voluntary manslaughter or something. That's,
you murdered 2 presidents and thousands of other people just because you're. It was the Star Wars project. It was making fun of Reagan, I think. Would have been.
Oh god, because do you know what's even more fucked up in that movie?
What?
Like about the society? That fucking board game.
Nukem. Get them before they get you.
That was ridiculous.
Standing my border. Oh, that's it, Buster. No more family. Nukem. Fun for the whole family. I want that game.
No, just like that is like the most racist, like awful thing to exist.
It promotes peace and good times.
What's even worse, it was like okay in their fucking society. No one questioned it. No one questioned that shit.
Their society's so messed up. It's an exaggerated version of our society. Maybe it is our society.
I know, but it is exaggerated. But fuck it. But it's scary to think that what if it's something like that could happen? That's something that you don't want to see happen, man.
You tell me you don't want to see Nukem as a family board game?
No.
Heroes threatening my border. That's it, Kai. No more military aid. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh god.
Get them before they get you.
Or how about that? What was the name of that damn thing? 6000 XUX.
Oh yeah, the gigantic car that like got like. Oh yeah, that was awesome. Oh, you remember? There's a commercial in the second movie actually that's really good. That they just open up with the guy's like trying to steal the car and he just gets buzzed to death and he fries and the guy just walks past it, gets in like.
Yeah, that was a portable electric chair, man. No matter how you look at that shit.
I was just like. I mean, on one hand, it's efficient, but that's really fucked up. Like, you know what? If you try to steal the car, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, and no one's gonna.
Oh, how did it end? He said something funny at the end, like, well, not really funny. And he won't even drain your battery. like Magnavox.
Actually, wait. Is it the commercial in the first one or the second one where the guy like talks about how he put money in the stock market and failed and then kills himself and then he's like, don't do this, like sign up for this one. I'm like,
it's the second movie where that happens. That's the one where they show like a picture of a little girl with him, right?
Yeah, and then the blood's like on top of it and it's like an advertisement for like what a phone company or something. I was just like, that was like the darkest thing I've ever seen.
You know what's more ironic? It's in RoboCop 2 also. It's a commercial. It's the one about the suntan lotion that's supposed to protect against cancer. It's supposed to do that, but then at the end it says it could cause like some skin infection of some sort. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it protects skin cancer, but it causes like some other kind of cancer. It's like, and it's just like green stuff all over their body. Oh yeah,
Just Jesus Christ, like the entire that city is just. Oh God.
Well,
I question that's worse than Gotham's like.
Oh, old Detroit is worse. Old Detroit has a cancer. You know what the cancer is, Hero?
What was it? I can't remember.
The cancer is crime.
Oh. Shit, now I remember that. Even that guy's an asshole. Everyone's an asshole. Because
I just love how he was like, okay, they like remember how the guy they open up for the test for the Ed 209, they put live ammunition in there and they blow the guy away. And I just love, he's like, you call this a glitch? You just cost us $500 million. Like, he doesn't care the guy died at all. I'm just like, and I love their reactions. Don't touch it. Somebody call a paramedic.
I said don't touch him. He's dead.
He's so beyond dead right now. I don't think a paramedic's gonna help. I am not authorized.
You know what's another thing that sucks about that scene? You know, another thing. He's also like he's similar to Alex Murphy. It was his like day in the meeting, and they're saying they also did say it was like didn't they say it was his first time there too? Like fucking.
Yeah, and I love how they almost forget about him when they're walking out because it's a big business opportunity. Like, oh yeah, too bad what happened to him. It's like, you know, life in the big city. Like, he was your friend.
He don't care. He does not care.
Bob. You know what, Hero? You see, Bob Morton, he made a mistake, and now it's time to correct that mistake.
Bob Morton.
I'm cashing you out, Hero.
You know what's another here's another one. You fucked with the wrong guy. Like,
we used to call the old man funny names too. Boner. Once I even called him asshole. You just fucked with the wrong guy. He's like, yeah, come on. Man.
You know, what's even hilarious that in that same scene in the bathroom when they're barely going in, and then they actually like hint at that. You see like the angle of his foot, like from the toilet, and then when he opens the door and flushes it, everyone starts running out, and then it's like I gotta go, I got a meeting. Like
I got a meeting, and he like pees on him a little bit, like he doesn't zip up. He's in such a rush.
Yeah, no, he like stained himself, and then he just comes out all walking casually, and then just washing his hands. It's like, I hear your RoboCop's doing pretty good. Like Ed 209 could have been that. You
know what?
Who cares if the damn thing worked or not? Like,
who cared if it worked or not? I'm like
fuck. What's wrong with all these people?
Sell it then. If it malfunctions constantly,
then what's the point of selling? Like, they're gonna want their you know what? One thing that really bothers me about like the top of OCP, because at the end of the first movie, like for some reason he seemed a little nicer. He's a like nice shooting kid. Like, what's your name? And then I really hated how in the second movie he's just like such an asshole. Especially at the end where he puts the blame. He should have been arrested, and he puts the blame on the chick instead. It's like.
Well, it's funny because he's actually kind of the main bad guy. He's the head of OCP.
Mm-hmm.
He really is.
But then he dies. Then he dies in the third movie for some reason.
That's true. Yeah, he did. That's true.
I don't know. Yeah, I guessing because the actor was already that.
Probably he was
elderly or something. Yeah, it was. I mean, fuck.
Look, he runs OCP. OCP runs the cops. You're a cop.
Yes, I am a cop.
Arrest mode. It's Dick Joe. He sang like a canary. Like if we want to.
What did you? I mean, he was fucking wrecking him, man. Like blood everywhere. He's strangling him.
Look, it's like he's
RoboCop
messing right away. Oh yeah.
I mean, like, who are you? Who are you?
Who are you? Like, It's like if you don't crush my larynx, maybe I can actually give you the information you're asking for.
You know that movie has a lot of unintentional. I'm not sure whether it's intentional or unintentionally funny scenes in that whole fucking movie. Because even after that part, like he says, "Can I help you, sir?" No. Like, but what did you want? Like, you can't go in there. Hey, then the fucking blade flash drive. Like, what the fuck?
What kind of
why
design?
would it be shaped like that?
That is amazing.
What else is like another thing we go? It's like, if anything, we should talk about the scene per scene, like it's the whole fucking movie.
All right, well, that should be something we collab on then. We'll have to make a legitimate review of it.
All right.
But yeah, like RoboCop is something that you could just talk about for hours. Amazing.
Well, of course. I mean, like even from the beginning, because it just sucks for Alex Murphy. Like from day one. I mean, he just even the very little things, such as when he's messing around with his gun, is like what you doing there, Murphy? Like, oh, just something called TJ Laser. My kid watches. Like, fucking.
Like, you know, well, I get a kick out of it too. Like, he was destined to be. TJ Laser looks like a pretty good show, actually.
It did. I mean, like, can you do that, Dad? And then, you know, that is probably the saddest scene of the whole movie, where he's going into his house, seeing it just abandoned. Like, his family's no longer there, but yet all their stuff is still there.
You know what?
Like, the photograph.
You're right, man. That's such a powerful scene, and that's the human stuff I love. And I love how his wife was messing with him too. I have something really important to talk to you about.
I know, like that I love you, and then like.
And then it fades.
I know, because the final moment, he is angry, furious, like enraged as he's storming out of the house. Like, then, like,
punches the video guy. It's like, he's like, where can I take your number?
Because the saddest part of all of that scene is that he can't even shed tears.
No,
like he can't, and like he already has an emotion. And then for the longest time, he didn't even know what he looked like underneath the mask.
Mm-hmm.
He was worried that it was going to look like some sort of brain or something, but it's like that is the last of his humanity. His face is like the last thing that he has.
Yeah, he's a face plastered onto a couple organs, and the rest is
skeleton.
all.
Yeah, just like a metal fucking thing.
You know what? It's like baby food. Knock yourself out.
That's a strange thing to give him. But I guess that his body can't really handle anything else, though. So
it doesn't need much else. I mean, I guess what's left of his stomach is, tiny.
It's like, I don't know. I guess it's the size of an infant by that point. So.
Well, hey, that's cool. I mean, but that's actually kind of weird. You'd think that because he's such an advanced machine, he could digest whatever he wanted to.
I guess not, because.
Huh. Well, they said he didn't really need much. They gave him the basics. I guess baby food would be cheap.
Mm.
But then again, they said it's like baby food. That's not baby food. It's baby.
Well, I know, but they bought him baby food anyways. Like at the end of stuff.
You know what? I got one for you. Oh, you know what? You know what? Another sequences actually is. I love how he's kind of like moving between death and life, and then he gets reborn. And you see the slow sequences of how to rebuild him, like recording from his perspective, like almost like a child.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be a bad motherfucker.
Then the celebration, I think, because even the scene that creeped me out though during that whole conversation was the when they said that when they're looking at his corpse, and then they're saying that whether like what should we do with him? Well, he signed the paper. He's technically dead. We could do pretty much anything we want.
Yeah.
Like fuck, and then they say like just lose the arm and then everything. Like for fuck's sakes, man.
It's like I don't even really get a say in this.
Like he can't get a say in this. But yeah, but that makes me wonder. So was he conscious throughout all that shit?
We
did that. So
I don't know. That's a good question. I always assumed he wasn't conscious. He was drifting in and out, but then again, they kind of wiped his mind, so maybe he wouldn't really realize what was going on.
I guess, because I mean,
But if he's
I
dead,
don't
they
know.
wouldn't bother giving him any anesthetics or anything while they're tearing his body apart.
Well, no, I don't think he felt anything, but like to still be conscious and awake, witnessing like every little thing they're doing to you, though.
That'd be kind of terrifying, actually. It's a good point.
I know, but I guess by that point he was devoid of any emotion, so like I guess the shock didn't kick in until like way afterwards, where like all of his memories were coming back.
They tried to wipe his memory at first anyway, so I guess that's why it took time to come back.
No, but it still show that not everything got wiped off. Like everything came back to him once he met Lois, and then
Lois.
Because when he's sitting in the chair, like that's probably one of the most suspenseful scenes in the whole movie, where he's sitting in the chair, like just recharging or whatever. Then you see like that I don't know what's that thing called, but that machine. I know it's moving, and you see like his brainwave pattern just going out of control, and he's reimagining his death, like re-experiencing it completely. He's like shocked.
Yeah, it's pretty horrifying, actually. But he is really determined after, like, I've got to go and find these people. I'm gonna take them down. Like, subconsciously, he knows they ruined my life. Love a good revenge story, man. Revenge stories are great, and RoboCop's a great example of that, I think.
Yeah. Although it's kind of ironic, because well, not ironic, I'd say, but it's interesting how like the whole thing is really about maintaining your humanity. One is that he's a machine, and the second is the whole revenge like thing. Like when is it too far for a cop to go?
Well, technically, he was. I guess well, I don't know. He was trying to uphold the law for most of it, but the thing was, the people in control were actually corrupt anyway. So that's kind of the dark line there. The people you're working for that made the rules aren't really following them either. So he had to overcome his programming there. And don't remember, Directive 4. That's a good one.
Yeah, he got rid of that at least. Like it took him 3 movies, but fuck. Yeah, that shows that one a good example where he's trying to maintain what's right, but obviously also he's not gonna let him with that whole like scene. Like what does he want? You're wanted for felon and murderers. I forgot the actual quote. It's like, well, you better take me in. I will. Like then, like fuck. I don't know, just the whole everything about the sci-fi, the bonds of the world, the fact that he's a hero also. Actually, even the world's first experience in RoboCop felt like such a realistic, like the arrival of a superhero kind of thing with the news reports. When the kids are like seeing him, and then he just turns around so suddenly, and they step back. Like it felt like such a real portrayal of that scene.
Yeah, the way people reacted seemed very genuine. Like that's how people would react. Like, what is that? Oh, like it moved towards me. He's like, and the kids are finally getting to see what they only read about in comic books. Robo, if you have one thing to say to the kids, what would it be?
Stay out of trouble.
Holy shit! It's like, the kids just like shit their pants. Like, we love you, RoboCop, but we'll never. It's like we love you, but we'll never disturb you. We'll always be good. I just love his hostage negotiating situations. Like, just keep him talking, throws the guy out the window, no fucks given. Just like, yeah, well, he's dead. RoboCop didn't give a fuck about this guy.
You know what I like about the RoboCop world? Because even right there, they mentioned the 6000 SUX before they put the commercial.
Yep.
It's surprising, really. They just throw that in there, like, what are your demands, man? Like, I want my job back, and I don't care, like, how it turns out. Like, I want to recap.
I love that scene. The guy's demands are great. It's like, I want a raise. I want a new car, and no matter what happens, I want my old job back. Oh yeah, no problem. Let the in go. We'll throw in a new car. I want something really fast and gets really shitty gas mileage. Like. It was so insane.
How about the 6000 SUX? Yeah, I like that. Does it come with cruise control? No problem,
like,
Miller.
He takes a break, like, ooh, does it come with cruise control?
But I guess the movie kind of needs that comic relief in a way, because this is some brutal shit one after another.
That's true. Did you like the part with the guy that tries to rob the convenience store?
Oh yeah, that scene was because they showed like a bunch of comics too, so it's kind of like wink wink at some things.
Yeah.
But say like yeah, like just throw that and all the money in the bag. Excuse me, like I said, throw all the money and don't fuck with me.
I love the guy's reaction.
Goddamn
Fuck,
scene.
fuck me.
No, fuck me.
And then like he just bends the gun like it's nothing, and just like he tries to run, he just holds his hand out, breaks the guy's face, goes into the place, and just leaves. Like, sorry about that. Who's gonna pay for that?
A robo lariat, man. A robo lariat. And then he says, fuck, what does he say before he leaves? Like, thank you for your cooperation. Good night. It's just, oh my God, for a daughter. Just
that theme song is just amazing. That you want to know something?
It is so epic. It's so epic because what fascinates me about that song, it goes from triumphant to sad and back and forth.
And dude, the thing about it, actually, I'll tell you right now, my favorite part of RoboCop is when he finally goes out on his first mission, and it just the theme picks up. He's just driving around, and he goes from sequence to sequence, like from the time he gets in the car all the way to the terrorist part. That is my favorite part of the whole movie. That's just like RoboCop out there doing his thing. It's just so epic, so good. Just
it was like a good they pretty much summed up like the first like the hero's day out in like in about 3-5 minutes. Fucking I hate it. It also shows like how badass he is. Like shoots the guy in the balls. Like don't move, creep. like
don't move, creep.
It's like it's okay. Like I get it.
I love the other guys. Like,
fine. Well, after seeing that, man, it's like, well, fuck this. It's like I ain't gonna do no crime.
No trial. I don't care. I'll go straight to prison. I don't even care.
Like, it's okay. I mean, Jesus, man, that was excessive.
Well, he deserved it.
Well, that's the thing. RoboCop is all about killing.
RoboCop does not. He doesn't softball things, does he?
No, he does not. Even with like, well, then again, he started softballing everything in part 2.
A little bit, yeah.
No, I mean like outrageous in that scene. like wait, Mace Haste for a time.
Or like, 2 in the bush.
Go fuck your refrigerator.
I just love how she's like, there's something wrong with you. We're taking you back.
I know, like bad language makes for bad feelings. And then like Lois like thank you for not smoking.
Oh, I love when he goes into the drug factory at the beginning and just destroys everything. It's like, I'll kill the baby, man. I'll kill. You wouldn't want that. Shouldn't do that.
Like, no. It's so casual.
Just doesn't.
So fucking casual with the no. He's like, no.
He's like, no, nope, can't have that. It's just like,
it just kills them. Like sometimes I wonder, did you avoid like killing people when you're just like,
nope.
Just wondering.
The thing about RoboCop is that his justice is like, if you hurt kids, if you're into drugs, if you rape people, it's like you're done. Like you get the worst punishment.
It's like I have the authorization to kill on sight.
What if you just killed? What if that was the same for every crime? Like if somebody littered, well, you're done.
It's like, but I'm just littered. No, like no.
No, can't have that. No. That would be a great parody scene. I'll put it on the street, man. I'll throw it out. Man. Can't have that. I swear to God, man. I'll throw it all over the place. Can't have that. No.
Like,
don't litter.
Oh, shit, I'm trying to figure out another. You made me forget another scene I wanted to talk about. Now I'm trying to remember. Was it 1 or 2? Okay, it's okay. I remember. It's 1. It's when you said drug scene, I was thinking about the first movie when they're making all that cocaine, and then he just barges through the door, and everyone's like freaking out like crazy, like go man, go, and then he comes in like unstoppable, just walking slowly against everyone. Just like
in one day, he takes out an entire like mob, like 50
he takes
guys.
out the whole cartel.
He takes out the whole cartel, like in one day.
He stops the whole drug trafficking, like there, and he kills every single one of them, and like fucking, well, almost every one of them. But it was ridiculous. Well, technically, it was two groups because they were having a meeting, they were making a deal, and then he just breaks into their factory.
Yep.
Like he said something right before he stormed in. I just can't remember what it was now. He said wasn't Dead or Alive. It was something else like that.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
No, I think he said either that to give up or there will be trouble or something
Yes.
along those lines.
Yeah, it was like surrender or there will be trouble.
Like fuck you. It's like surrender. Like, fucking, I guess that's the only way to get out of him. Just surrender. Just like.
Pretty much.
But that's like the one time he gives him a chance. It's like, yeah, I'm giving you a chance. Like.
Did you know what? I come to think of it, it's very, very rare that anybody surrenders to RoboCop. You'd think they learn after the first 100 guys were killed. Like, you know what?
You know what this reminded me of? You know what this reminded me of every time RoboCop? It's by strange coincidence. See, RoboCop is kind of like Kensho in some ways. The thugs just don't learn their lesson. Kensho just goes and kills every single person he meets.
You're right. Yeah, it's like, if you're a bad guy, you're done. Like, but the thing about Kenshiro, though, at least Kenshiro will warn them. RoboCop's just pretty much like, if you threaten him, he'll blow you away. Kenshiro will be like, look, if you attack me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, and then afterwards they'll try to give up. Like, no. Sorry, this is the way it's got to be.
Boom, boom, boom. Well, yeah, I just thought about that because even though they're like different settings, they both kind of play like a sheriff-like role in both of their series.
Mm-hmm. Respective
wild, yeah, like the urban city and then the rural wastelands.
That is, you know what? They have some similarities though. They're very, very still and badass.
Yeah.
Now, that's a good one. Do you think?
RoboCop
would be RoboCop.
Huh? If what Kensho could be RoboCop or something, or
because RoboCop's pretty badass.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't think Kensho could use pressure points, but you could still just punch the shit out of him, though.
I don't know. Yeah, I think.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, there already is a RoboCop Kenshiro, if you think about it.
Was there?
Yeah, Cyber Blue.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
that's RoboCop Kenshiro. That's what it is.
You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah,
like RoboCop / Terminator, like kind of character.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I remember you showed me that. It was very interessante.
It's a shame that didn't get an anime because it would have been like compared to RoboCop right off the bat if it existed back then.
Mm-hmm. Well, these days, who knows? It might get picked up. Oh, there's a lot of.
I guess because there has been some like past year.
Mm-hmm. Like seriously, Parasite getting made. Like, I was like pretty late to the party on that one. With that one.
Yeah, no, there was like Parasite, and then now Devilman's been confirmed to, get his just desserts. Well, not just desserts, to get his respect since like 1972.
Finally, something legitimate.
And I'm hoping it's the whole story this time around because I don't know because it's been long overdue for that story to be fully like animated.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely do agree on that. To be animated. To be animated.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Back already.
Yeah, I was just getting my phone.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap up pretty soon. I've been going for about 3 hours, so probably wrap up maybe. Let me see here. Kind of tired and I got to eat. I'm getting pretty hungry. Let's questions then before we go. Yeah, just people kind of saying Flash is awesome. Have they been drinking? No, we haven't been drinking. We're just having a good time. We're drunk on RoboCop. Yep, Starship Troopers is similar. RoboCop versus Pacifista.
Oh wow!
Let's see here.
Just picture the piece like dead or alive. You're coming with me.
Classic. John Cotter being the Terminator. Oh man.
Yeah, I think they show too much in that.
Yeah, that movie looks so bad. Actually, yeah, people really weren't throwing too many questions, but yeah, guys, just like the last couple minutes here, any last minute questions? Trigun versus Gungrave. That's all you, Hero. That's a tough one. Any
well, it's kind of strange because the Trigun, you could take two versions of it, the anime version and the manga version, and then with Gungrave, there's also two versions of that too, the game version and the anime, because the ending of the game is different than the anime's ending.
What is the ending of the game again?
Well, okay, you know how we're gonna say some spoilers now for Gungrave for people who haven't seen it. So, I'm going for it though. You know, in Gungrave, they at the very last episode, they both pointed the guns at each other, but even afterwards, they never show who made the shot. And I'm thinking more than likely that I don't think either one of them took the shot. Maybe Harry just died right there and then. That's what I think. The way the gun, because even at the end, like the girl, when she goes to the crime scene, she's smiling. So I'm guessing like Brandon had to be alive. In the game, however, one of the key differences is that I guess it's a little more Trigun-ish in its setting because the final fight scene takes place in a certain building, and that building connects to like this otherworldly type of skyscraper where all the other like Orgmen are like around. And one of the final enemies there was Big Daddy, who Harry turned into like into an Orgman. So he made like this huge giant disfigurement. So at the end, Brandon kills him, or Beyond the Grave, I should say. And the very last scene, Harry asks Brandon to shoot him. And the thing is, Brandon pulls the trigger. Like, he straight up kills him. But the thing is, he doesn't say anything. And throughout the whole game, from the story mode clips that I've seen, he's very stoic and he seems angry. So that's kind of strange because his personality is a darker version. But I feel like the anime, because one of the problems with the game is that they don't show almost anything of the past. It just starts off with Beyond the Grave waking up from the future with some flashbacks of what happened. So that's kind of the appeal of the Gungrave anime, because you see it from beginning to end. But compared to the Trigun, though, I feel Gungrave just has like a more flow to the story, because Trigun can go like back and forth between goofy and serious, and that's kind of like the problem that I have with it, and the especially with the manga, because there's some things that the anime does better in the manga, like Wolfwood's like final moments is just better in the anime. In the manga, it was just like kind of sudden.
Yeah, it did kind of happen randomly. It's true.
Actually, the weakest part of the manga is Legato's like death. That part is like it was just like glanced over. Like, it didn't have that same moral dilemma that Vash had in the anime version. It just nowhere near as good as the anime scene.
Legato Blue Summers is much better in the anime, I think. Much more threatening.
Yeah, it's odd because the anime is better with Legato, but the manga is better with knives. And
it's true.
It's kind of annoying how they don't have that right balance. And even though I still like Knives in the anime because he's still like the cause of pretty much everything. In a way, it's somewhat ironic too, because the whole reason some people are alive, well, all of them were all the people on the Seeds colony were supposed to die, but then Red managed to save a bunch. I just kind of. One thing I was kind of curious about, like, if Knives was the one that created the gun or made the gun thing popularized in that Trigun world. That's what I always wondered.
It's almost like he brought about all violence because that's how he saw mankind is violent. That's interesting. That is interesting, and Vash took it upon himself to take that, but show that it could be used in a non-violent way.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. A lot of people don't really understand why Vash is a pacifist in the first place. It's because the thing is, there's a couple of factors going into it. One is that Rem, she gave up her life saving what was left, which were just a handful of people, or maybe like a couple hundred, or something. But it's nothing compared to the entire colony that was supposed to be there in the first place. And the thing is, well, for better or worse, these people, some of them turn out to be criminals. Because you're seeing basically the beginning of humankind on this one planet. So Vash killing any single one of them would be kind of like against her sacrifice. But also at the same time, you kind of. But the other thing that kind of raises the question whether is that chances are, or at least I wish I expanded more upon this in some scenes, that there's a good chance that Vash has seen those same people as kids, seen them grow. So kind of like it's kind of hard to pull the trigger on someone you saw like from childhood, like, or from infancy even, and then to just kill him.
He's the guardian of mankind, but he's literally the guardian of these people because all these people are descendants of the people that his mother basically saved. So it's like it really is fulfilling that promise to her. He feels like he's personally responsible for all of them.
There's actually one quote in the manga that they say that pretty much summarizes how Vash feels, and it kind of goes into like that like somewhat like messiah-like approach, because there's this quote like after their fight against the puppet master, I can't remember his name, but after their fight with him, like this one elderly man says that like if I were to die, you'd be angry, starting to that Brandon, that Kuwabara looking dude. Like, and then he says like, yeah, of course I'd be angry. Like, and he asks him like, why would you be angry? Because you're like a father brother to me. And then he says, well, to Vash, everyone is family, and like everyone is kin to it. And that's I feel like that's pretty much summarized everything right there.
And of course, you could just be saying everyone is connected, basically. You know.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It does sound like it could be more literal too. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna say we should wrap this up because it's been about 3 hours and I gotta eat something. But yeah, I'll check out some Gundam and I'll try to check out some of the other series you guys recommended. Maybe make some videos in the future. Yeah, of course, this is the Anime Hero. Please subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. He's an awesome guy. And hopefully we'll be doing some more streams in the future. And maybe we'll try and do something on the Phantom group at some point. We'll see. But
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, nice talking to you, Hero. Thanks for coming. And yeah, that'll be it for you guys. Thanks to everybody for tuning in.